And good evening, everyone. Welcome to Real Talk with Tamra. How is everyone doing today? Well, tonight, actually, I'm going to give you all hello, Miss Kimberly. I see Miss Kimberly Wilson. My mod is in the room. Thank you for being here, love. I'm going to give some more people a few minutes to come in. Tonight, you guys, I want to talk about Key Glock. I've been doing some observation on some stuff, kind of just been doing some research on some stuff as it relates to his situation. And I want to talk about, hello, Miss Shirley James, why I feel like why Key Glock is a target. Okay. Like I said, I just kind of sit back in the cut and watch stuff. But with Key Glock, and I know people say you're supposed to be. I know they say we need to wait, but I am an investigator by profession. Okay, and I've been watching this situation with Key Glock, and hello Shantae Blunt, and I feel like it's necessary to get on here and and kind of talk about this, okay? And I'm gonna talk about something else too, but I really wanna talk about this. Um, okay, we got 20. For those of you all that are just coming into the room, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Okay, I'm gonna go on and get started. Um, hello, DD70, Kenny McBlair. That's RDY. Hello. Um, okay. All right, we got 32 people in here. We should have 32 likes. And you guys know, I think I've been trying to hint. I try to hint at stuff all the time, right? Hello, Tennessee Miss Sector, Antoine Anthony, D Michelle, Project Death Spell. I'm doing good tonight. I'm doing good. Kivia, yes, Kivia, he is hurting right now. He is. But unfortunately, I feel like he is a target. Okay. Like I said, I just kind of been sitting back in the cut watching that. And peace with honor. Amen. I've been kind of sitting back in the cut, kind of watching, this situation. As long as Key Glock was quiet, it seems that a lot of other people, well, I mean, they kind of taunted him. They kind of taunted the whole pre label, right? I've never seen a bunch of people that was so happy that a person was taken down and supposedly didn't have anything to do with it, right? Um, but with Key Glock, I feel like Key Glock is now a target because it seems like to me Key Glock is starting to come out of his depression. I know when somebody is depressed, right? If you ever looked at some of Key Glock's lives, when he would say a little, and I think it would be in his stories so that, they only stay in your stories just a little bit. The young man wasn't even going out, and I know a lot of people feel like Key Glock kind of backdoored Dolph, and I'm going to get into that too. Um, Key Glock, and I wanted to, and I'm still learning how to do this StreamYard thing. There's a video of Key Glock on Facebook. He was on Instagram at the time that Dolph was assassinated, right? Because he was definitely assassinated. Um, and when people started putting in his comments that Dolph was assassinated, the young man went into shock. If you had seen how his eyes stretched, it would be heartbreaking. I was trying to figure out a way to upload it so that I could let you all see it. Rest in peace, Young Dolph said, "Hey, Miss Tamara, tell you they woke Key Glock up." Oh, yes, they did. And that's why I'm talking about it. And they have basically, it's been people taunting him and taunting all of them, really. And I feel like they kind of put that narrative out. When I tell you guys, that a lot of these people have interns and they have managers and things of that nature, and they give vloggers money behind the scene to put out a different narrative. I'm telling you what I know, okay? This ain't nothing nobody told me. I'm telling you what I know. This is what they do. And so it kind of changes the narrative. And because I know what I know people can't change the narrative for me. Because if you all notice, I stick with what I stick with because I tend to believe what the people that are investigating it says rather than some people that are a lot of people with smoke screens. Okay. So now I feel like I was looking at Key Glock is going on tour and he's got quite a few dates. Okay. And it's funny because I was talking to one of my cousins that is a police lieutenant for the Indianapolis Police Department um earlier because I see Key Glock is sold out. And even though I kind of hint at a lot of stuff, I don't outright say a whole lot of stuff, but you guys, I think I said something, it might have been the night before last, straight dropping them were caught in Indiana. They were in Indiana. You have to wonder why, you guys. Especially, but I know people don't really know all the players, right? Why were they in Indiana? Me personally, I will always believe that Shondell was the one that gave the drop. I will always believe that, just based on what I was told and how the marshals got the drop on them being at the hotel and waited on them to come out and got them up the street at the gas station, right? I'll always believe that, that Shondell gave the drop. I will always, okay? But you think about they were in Indiana, okay? And I know in the beginning they was given there was some different stories about where they was going, and you have to dig deep to go and look, okay, and see who lives up north, who would live around that area that would have a connection to some of these people, whereas they thought that they can go and hide out, right? Because he was definitely trying to go somewhere to hide out, okay. So you have to look into all of that. And a lot of people have kind of gone up under the radar. And you think about, and I'm getting back to Indianapolis, and I saw where Key Glock has a tour um, coming up, and he has sold out in Indianapolis. And I started thinking about, he's got a date in Fort Wayne because these people got to be stopped. They got to be stopped, right? But the folks are on them. I have to say that they are on them. Okay. I guess my issue is, them getting everybody because I think they're on the top of the right people. Okay. And so, you know, Brazil, I looked up Brazil, Indiana, and then I looked up, he's going to Fort Wayne. Y'all follow me on this, okay? So he's going to Fort Wayne, like around Marion, Indiana, places like that. Okay. I think he's going to need high security for places like that. And so then I called my cousin. I was like, because I looked at his page and I don't know why. I guess because I'm a mother. Okay. And these young men are from Memphis, and I can't understand the bloodshed. And so then I thought about he's already sold out in Indianapolis, and it makes me happy to know that I got a cousin that is a police lieutenant in Indianapolis that can send extra security that way because I feel like the young man at this point is a target because people are afraid of him rising up. Now, when everybody starts to know all of the players, because it's weird for me that people would believe that Key Glock was involved in Dolph's murder, but I'm not saying that he was. I'm talking the person I'm getting ready to name. I'm not accusing them, but I'm just throwing out a scenario, okay? People will believe that Key Glock was involved, but they'll overlook Moneybag Yo. It's weird to me, right? And I'm not saying that Moneybag Yo was involved. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? You see how weird that is? It's weird. He kind of goes up under the radar. And I think he's gone up under the radar. And I'm not saying that he did anything. Now, that's not for me to say. I'm not the investigator on this case. There are investigators and agents that are on this case. I'm not accusing Moneybagg Yo or anything, but I'm saying, the person who had everything to gain with Dolph being alive, people will accuse, and then a person that he was into it with, okay, and is known to on record of being into it with, people kind of, it goes up under the radar, right? And I'm not putting anything out about Moneybagg Yo. Um, I I never said that he had anything to do with anything. Okay, I never said that. I'm just using that as an example. Okay. Um, but I feel like because Key Glock is rising up, okay, and it seems that he's coming out of his depression. You see people like Soldier Boy. Y'all, we got to pay attention, because I feel like sometimes, especially as us, and I can't understand why these black people, a lot of these young men, somebody was on my page earlier saying, you agree with, them giving them the electric chair. Y'all, these folks think they gangsters. When I say stuff, because I'm not the person investigating this case, because I know people that are, I don't say stuff just to be saying it, and then I don't say a whole lot either. Okay. But I can't understand, because I'm sure a lot of these people that is behind what happened to Dolph look at a lot of these vlogs, and they still think that their money is going to be able to, they think they can threaten people, constantly put hits on people, and the people have zoned in on them. They like somebody said, their money has made them think that they are God, and these people are determined to allow them, to let them know that they're not God. I think I was talking about the other day how I was sitting I was over at my office doing some commercials, because it's election season. And if you had seen, how some of those old white judges, there was two of them in there waiting to get their commercials done. I had to do some spots to send to the radio station, because I have a video company also. If you had seen how one of them turned orange when they was sitting up, there was a black politician in there. They was talking about this Dolph's case, because they feel like that's going to be their meal ticket, really, to win. They want to make the people happy. Okay. And I'm not saying that those are the judges that's going to be on that case, but I'm saying, if you listen to me, they all kind of think the same. They all think the same. I'm not saying that those are the judges that are going to be on that case. They all kind of think the same. And they're all kind of keeping up with this case, and it's pissing them off that some black Negroes think that they can terrorize Memphis by sending hits, and they've already zoned, and threatening people, and they've already zoned in on who they are, and create false narratives. And they got bloggers who gonna end up in jail that they pay under the table to harass people. Okay, because it's a mistake to harass me. I know you were the one that said the electric chair, let live and let live. I wasn't saying anything bad about you. I know you were the one that said it. Uh, well, you know, I'm not gonna say anything about that comment, because I don't know. I think we kind of have to let the investigation go on. But now at this point, okay, Key Glock, I feel like is a target. And my hope is that Daddy-O and all of the people around him beef up his security, because he is a threat. And you know how you know he's a threat? Because Soldier Boy is up. He has risen up again. That's the one they use to get stuff started. Okay? That's one of the ones that they use to get stuff started. Now, as I said before, right before Dolph was assassinated, right before Doc was assassinated, you guys, Soldier Boy rose up out of nowhere because he was mad because Key Glock had tagged him into a post talking about his yellow cars. And it seems to me it was not meddling or anything. It was just kind of fun, right? All right. But because he had some kind of deep rooted hate already, and something was already brewing, I believe, he took it out. He pulled off into it. That's what Soldier Boy did. Okay. That's why he's been able to troll. I don't know who, somebody has given him a false sense of security also. Because like I always say, it's criminal. It's criminal to go on social media. Okay. It's criminal to go on social media and put bags of money all on top of your head, soliciting a hit, and then a day or so later the young man is gone. Okay, that's criminal. But now because it appears that Key Glock, okay, people starting to see more, a little bit is coming out, a little bit by little bit, it's starting to come out more. And even though people are paying folks, to keep out false narratives and put out false narratives, their interns can't, and their managers and stuff, or whoever, or them, can't really, people are not buying, or they're able to see through the smoke screens, okay? A lot of people. I feel like, people are starting to see that who the real players are in this a lot of them, because a couple have already been arrested. We already know that there are more arrests coming. They see Key Glock is starting to come out of his depression, right? It appears, and the young man is getting ready to go on a tour, and Soldier Boy is rising up again, for some people. And if you pay attention, to a lot of people's social medias, you can tell when that jealousy is starting to rise up, because they'll go dormant for a little while, but they want to let people know they ain't gonna miss. Okay. It's almost like, if anybody tries to rise up, we got you, right? Just like a lot of hits that was being sent out, or people like the judge was saying, one of them white judges was saying the other day, they dared for somebody to say something, even on social media. Live and Let Live says Key Glock been targeted in general, been a target, the industry, then blackballed them because of big head dude them. They just couldn't stop them that way. It's only one other option after that. And you think about Key Glock is still independent. Okay, he's still independent. So Dolph was able to teach him something, a lot, and then he still got the main person that groomed Dolph, and that was Daddy-O, right? And so now you're starting to see people get cocky again. I probably shouldn't say this on here, because sometimes, I know they be looking at this, because sometimes it's good to let people be cocky so that we won't intervene with these folks' investigations, so that they can go and take folks down, right? Because they look at these vlogs and stuff, and they know when maybe we shouldn't say that. Let's go dormant. They've kind of, let's not say anything for a little while. They've kind of zoned in on that. Okay. What happens in secrecy shall be revealed in due time. Absolutely, it's already been revealed, Antoine. But I think the young man is a target, and it kind of concerns me around that Indiana area. Okay. I think his security, he should have top-notch security like the president at this point anyways, but especially around that Indiana area. It's something about that Indiana area that just don't sit right with me. It's something in Indiana, okay? that he need security. He needs security off of the chain. I feel like when he goes to that area. Yep, you're right, Sharvis. After seventh grade, they sent him to Southside. Then he graduated in CDC there. Shara says, I went to Hamilton. Let me go back up there. Shara says, I went to Hamilton with Young Dolph and Southside High with Black Youngster. His 8th grade year, he was in CDC, not resource. Okay. But you guys, I feel like now, because he's, like I said, Key Glock is coming out of his depression. He's still independent. People are waiting. Okay. There's a lot of promise there. You know, as long as they was able to throw, they was able to troll and get people to go and do all, torture them, basically, because that's what happened. To basically torture them, it was funny, because I think people thought that they was afraid, or they wanted them to crash out and retaliate so that really he could be taken out, because they feel like he's the next threat. And now that he's coming out, of, like I said, depression and this tour, he, like I said, he's already sold out 10 dates. Okay. You starting to see people throw out subliminal messages. You starting to, Soulja Boy started back talking about them yellow cars. Them folks, they edit again. Okay. And I think they start doing that, you know, because I didn't believe it. And I know they got an album or something coming out, but I mean, you have to look past people. You look past that subliminal stuff, okay? And like I said, I never could understand why people would believe Key Glock had something to do with Dolph's situation, and rather than Moneybagg Yo. And I'm not saying that Moneybagg Yo had anything to do with it. I'm just saying, if I had to choose, if I had to choose between the two, I'd choose Moneybagg. And I'm just saying, if I had to choose between the two, and I'm not saying, I'm not accusing Moneybagg of anything, but I'm just saying, like, as people, we kind of overlook stuff, because I've heard people say, and it's like that, especially with us, you guys, in our community. Oh, well, look at how he flossing. You know, he got a Bentley truck. He making some money. It's something about making money in the Black community that will drive a lot of other Black people crazy. Is he not supposed to go make money? Is he supposed to stay in that depression that he was in? And they took out their head person because they wanted to handicap all the rest of them. Are they supposed to lay down and let the people who did this and who is behind this win? Are they supposed to do that? So I feel like now this young man is a target, because they know, if nothing else, they fear, because people, Dolph is gone. Now people are looking more so at him. Okay. They didn't think he was going to get that response. And as long as he wasn't saying anything, he wasn't putting out nothing, he was depressed, it was all good. People could laugh and make fun and throw out hints that they had did something. And it seems like now they're throwing out hints again. And they got the troll. You have to watch when they get Soulja Boy to trolling. But hopefully Soulja Boy gonna be off of the streets soon. Because I'm not gonna say anything about that. Let's see. Live and let live, man. Glock loved Dolph to death. Yeah, he did some BS to him, but Glock would have died with Dolph, or did exactly what Dolph did to try to save his life. I believe that. Okay. Kevia Holloway says, is Black and Gotti are suspects yet? I don't know, Kevia. They haven't said yet. The police hadn't said. Margot Smith, it's a shame we need top security from that. It is. It's a shame that this young man needs security, because other people are jealous. Okay? It's sad that, and that's why I say that, people have this false sense of security with this money. Some people. Because I'm sure a lot of these folks know people have zoned in on them and they've gotten jealous of this boy. And jealousy will make you do a whole lot of stuff. It'll make you tell on yourself. Okay. Kimberly said, I've been said Bag was involved. Does Soldier Boy not like him because of his right? Soldier Boy doesn't like Key Glock because Soldier Boy says that Key Glock got all those yellow cars because he got them. Now, if that ain't kindergarten, I don't know what is. That's straight up kindergarten. In a separate classroom by itself is black. Okay. Please say allegedly in your comments. Yes, please say allegedly. So basically, Trulia got mad at Young Dolph for not getting with Yo Gotti and staying independent. And again, J Money and D Money killer Unc because Dolph was cool. And here's my thing. Now, Unc is an exceptionally good rapper. I've seen a couple of the young man's videos, right? It don't seem to me that Unc is hiding. Okay, so my thing is, if they had a problem with Dolph because of a big Unc ain't hiding. He don't appear to be. Why didn't they go take it up? If you feel like somebody is the reason for your son's demise, how come she didn't go put the people on him? If she thought that. Because like I said, the young man don't look like he hiding. Because you see him all over social media. He put out videos. He don't seem like he bothered about nothing. Okay? He constantly putting out music. And he get a lot of views too. Couple millions. And he be in some of these neighborhoods that in Memphis that I've seen. Okay. So he don't seem to be hiding nowhere. So if she felt like, or if somebody felt like that Big Unc was the reason and he did something to D Money, how come that they didn't handle him instead of Dolph? That's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't want to see no violence either way. I'm not saying go kill the young man, but I'm saying, why didn't they take that issue up with him? That man he out. What the young people say, he outside. He ain't hiding nowhere. He was on an interview with a young boy on live, and he didn't seem bothered. So why was there issue with Dolph? And because it ran deeper than that. It was instigated. It was jealousy. And when I say it's instigated, you had people that was really jealous of him that wanted to stop him, that was really instigating everything, okay? And it's sad because I hate to see other young men lose their careers. Dolph has lost his life. Them losing their career, whoever, if it's people that's going to lose their careers, because I'm not, okay, how am I trying to say? Okay, because sometimes I start talking too fast. Kivia says it's coming soon for okay. Don Snow says I seen Gucci and Black Youngster new video with 42 Doug. Gucci Mane got a video with Black Youngster. Right, take the head, the body fall. Only problem is in this case, it's a bigger head over the head they took. So the machine gonna keep absolutely. Daddy-O was even the machine behind Dolph, okay? Because Dolph talked about how Daddy-O was the one that groomed him. He kind of taught him everything, right? So Key Glock and them still have that. And now it seems Key Glock is starting to, rise up again, okay? And he very well should. And I know it's got to be depressing. People say that Key Glock was the one that brought these young men to Dolph, okay? You guys, if you all lived around, I was born and raised in Memphis, okay? I know that Orange Mound and Castelia is about 4 or 5 minutes from each other. All these young Key Glock didn't have to take straight drop and them to they probably hung around Key Glock because they were all the same age. But that all them folks knew was familiar with each other because they were street dudes. They all lived around the same vicinity. So Key Glock didn't have to go and introduce straight drop to Dolph because Dolph and them lived around the same area. I'm sure he was already familiar with him. Now, as far as bringing him hanging around Key Glock, he probably was able to get closer to Dolph like that because all of these kids went to the same school. They all went to Hamilton. So if they all lived around the same area, if Key Glock introduced when straight drop started coming around, Key Glock didn't have to say, "Hey, dog, this here straight drop." He already knew who he was because Castelia and Orange Mound, all those areas are right there together. Okay. So, and then people say, well, it's Key Glock's fault. How many times have people said they've had friends to stab them in the back? Everybody has been stabbed in the back. Okay. Everybody has been. And if you look at one of Straight Drop's old pages, okay, back in 2017, was it 27? Yeah. Straight Drop said, take me all those pictures that you saw Straight Drop in the videos with Dolph. He said, take me out of y'all need to get me off of these pictures because I only deal with solid people, which means they have fallen out. And that's what people omit. They omit that. Okay. So if I introduce one of my friends to another friend, y'all, or if you introduce me to one of your friends and I'm cuckoo in the head and jealous hearted, it's not your fault if I do something to your friend because you can't control what people do. But these folks have fallen out. And so people see old pictures and they kind of run with that narrative and they focus on the wrong people. And I know people get paid to put stuff into the atmosphere, because when people start get paid to put out false narratives and they got interns and stuff and managers and stuff putting out false narratives, people, especially when all the blanks have not been filled in, people go, oh, now you know what? That's something to think about. And that's what people want y'all to do. That's the purpose of it. I'm trying to tell y'all a little something. I know, but I really wish they would all come together, especially the younger rappers, or at least leave each other alone. Right. If they can't get along, why not just leave each other alone? But here's the issue with that, Sky. They signed a lot of these younger rappers, and I talked about this before. They signed a lot of these younger rappers, okay, and put they put a big insurance policies on them, okay. They put big policies on them and they want them to get out there and get into it because they want them to get killed. Because guess what? They already don't know anything about the business, don't know anything about the paperwork. So whoever the label head is winning all the way across the board. They got the masters and they get the insurance policy, okay? They get the masters and the insurance policy. I think I was speaking about how I was reading that Jay-Z had somebody that worked within his camp. He was not a rapper. He was just a worker that worked behind the scenes. And they had like a $10 million policy on him. And they was mad at the insurance company. They was going to court because the insurance company would not release him. Now it's something criminal because as an investigator, insurance companies will hire me to investigate some cases when a person has a large insurance policy and then it's something criminal. But because they're rich, they can get on there and talk about that insurance company not paying them and make that insurance company look bad. They'll put it all over the media and make that insurance company look bad so that people will not want to. That's why they do it, to try and destroy their insurance company and their reputation, so people won't do business with them. But they're not going to tell you that the insurance company has investigators working and they've seen something. There's something suspicious about that, because number one, ain't no boss supposed, or nobody, because I have issues if my husband put a $10 million policy on me. It's something criminal about that. But they will hire investigators, but they're not going to tell you that. When they talk about this insurance company is not professional, we're in court fighting. First of all, you ain't got no business with a $10 million policy on nobody. But if they're hesitant about giving it to you, it's because there's something suspicious about it, but they're not going to tell you that. That's how they play us, because they're able to buy off the media. Okay? That's sad. Yeah, it's not him. More than likely, they done told her lies to throw her off. Maybe one of them. Facts, Tamara Wild does know. Jealousy and haters. The music industry is nothing that I want any of my children involved in. Not at this point. And like I was saying, that's why I can respect Dolph, because you guys, Dolph could have, went back and forwards. I mean, they was on record, because um that's what a lot of rappers did in the past. When they had beefs, they weren't shooting each other, they was just making money. Now a lot of these young men are encouraged to shoot. They're encouraged to do that. You know why? Because a lot of these record heads have multiple streams of income. They're in bed with these private prisons. Okay, they're in bed with these private prisons. So they're going to make these young men up under them who can barely read and write. They don't know nothing about their contract. Okay. So they'll make them think that they're family, but all the time they're encouraging them they're encouraging beefs, instigating beefs, because they want a murder to happen. And oftentimes they're hoping that the murder happens to the very person that's up under their label. And the sad thing about it is they'll go, they don't own their masters or nothing like that. And they will go and they will, he said, let's just say that the rapper ends up dead. And they'll go to the rapper's mother, and she don't know anything about it. She's poor, because the rapper was barely making enough money, you guys, to even really bring his mama out of poverty. And so what they'll do is the rapper would die. The rapper will, hold on. Okay. So the rapper will, okay, I'm trying to see something, y'all, get killed. And they'll go to the mother and finesse the mother. She don't know anything about masters. She don't know anything about the money that he's supposed to have company in. Hold on for 1 second, you guys. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. Somebody had knocked on my door. I was like, ain't nobody supposed to be knocking on my door. I went and got my weapon. But it was cool though. It was somebody. I ordered something. And I seen them walk up on my camera. I was like, oh. I went and got my weapon because I don't play now. But they'll go and they'll finesse the mother, and they will, the mother is she don't really know that they're the reason behind her child's murder. And she'll go, oh, their record label was so good. They put my child away beautifully. and they might give her $10,000. You know, we want to give you a little money. Here go $10,000. She never had that kind of money at one time. When actually her son, with her son's masters and this insurance policy that the label got on her child that she don't know anything about, they got millions. And she'll say, "Oh, he put them away beautifully." So now they've gave her a little $10,000. They when and she's left to hurt when she don't understand that if it had not been for them, her child wouldn't even be in the ground. But that is what is going on, and this is what's disappointing. It's very disappointing to me that you have Black men who God have blessed to come out of poverty, a lot of them, not all of them, that play into this, don't care anything about their community. It's okay if you get your money and stay away from the community, but just don't bring destruction back within the community. Because as I said before, these Black boys are the ones with the talent within the community. If they have talent, at least be fair to them. Don't treat them like what all of these predatory people that didn't look like us, how they treated people like Michael Jackson and Prince and all of them in the past. If you learn the game, why not help your people to come out of bondage? But you have Negroes, and that's why I don't have no issues, because normally I would have had an issue with them white judges sitting up in there turning orange, talking about what was going to happen to some Black men. But y'all, these Black men have gotten out of control because some people have told them, I believe, that their money makes them God. And these white lawmakers are going to let them know that their money has not made them God. And you mark my word, when I say stuff, I don't say it to just be saying it, because I run in these circles, okay? I'm an investigator, and I still have friends that are over at the PD, and I run in these circles because these politicians come on my TV show because they need to be on my TV show, because my TV show caters to the Black community, okay? That it bothers me that at this point my resistance is down, and I say, okay, it's got to be some justice. They got to be. When I tell you they're going to take them down, they are. And somehow the news media, because I know people go, well, the feds are, when you know, the feds are very secretive. The news media, and I believe that the district attorney put it out, said about a month ago, you know, the MPD has their federal entities have joined into this investigation, and they've been pretty quiet about it, okay? But they put it out into the atmosphere, you know. And I believe that the DA did that, because normally the feds are very, very quiet. But I've been saying it the whole time that the feds been in this. But the news media was put it out also. But I believe that the DA told them for them to put it out because to really to make herself look good, okay? So when I say that, even though a lot of these people are going to go down, I feel like they know that Key Glock poses a promise, and he is still a part of what Dolph created. And their thing is to try to destroy anything that could be successful that Dolph created, okay? And so he is a threat, and that's why you see a lot of these cocky Negroes posting shit again that's getting ready to go to jail. Okay, you heard it here first, because they get ready to go. I think I've been saying it all the time anyways. But then they'll send Soldier Boy out because Soldier Boy wants Key Glock to bite, just like he wanted Dolph to bite. He wanted Key Glock to bite. That's why I say I hope they can get him off the street fast enough, because he is a problem in our community. Because I'm all about my community, okay? I'm anybody, but especially the African American community. But when you get Negroes, when did the rich Black men become a menace to their community, the community that really helped to put them on? Because you don't see white people and a whole lot of white people, especially back then when a lot of these Negroes started coming on. You didn't see them buying a whole lot of Black music from these Negroes. We made them rich. They come from the hood and then they send destruction back to the hood. We can't back nothing like that. I can't. And so when these white folks who are really using them, gonna use them as an example, because they don't have no, and I'm speaking like this because I'm mad. I think about everything and it makes me so mad because they did not have to take that boy down like that. And then, like one of those judges was saying, they think they can get threatening people, killing people. I'm very suspicious, and I was told not to talk about this, and I'm not going to, about that Jeremiah case. And I'm not going to talk about it because it's not my case. It ain't for me to talk about. But that's what that's what I mean. That's what I mean, because it's being investigated, okay? But that's what I mean, though. You have Negroes that will do anything for a dollar. And then we get mad at the police when they start cleaning this stuff up. Y'all, we focus and we allow people to shift. Be quiet, Remy. We allow people to shift our loyalty and our emotions to the wrong thing. We end up supporting and loving the very people who are setting us up, who are creating havoc, and who are sending destruction within our community. Okay, I'm gonna stop preaching. Whew, I have to pace myself because when I get angry, I'll put too much out there. I have to let me calm myself down because I start getting mad because that's not how I was taught. I came from, even though I grew up in the hood until I was 12 years old, I came from, my dad and them fought for the Black community. Okay. It makes me proud when I see people come from nothing and be millionaires. But then, like I said, when people are mentally messed up and they get money and they're a fool with money is the most dangerous thing that one can have. There are a lot of young men that are talented, but only people that are mentally disturbed and that are a menace, a lot of them, that cannot control themselves, those are the ones that are signed, okay? And they sign them for a reason. They sign them because they want to rape them emotionally and they want to rape them financially. Okay? Because if you got a mind, you know, they can't a lot of them can't even deal with you. Now in Memphis terms, that's Vice Lord lingo. Discernment, solid is okay. That was probably the last time he was around Young Dolph for 4 years ago at the dock. Got his history with his charges was when he comes to that sex stuff. Don't nobody want to be involved in that, right? And from my understanding, that's one of the reasons why Young Dolph pulled away from Key Glock. Now, as women, as women, it is disrespectful for any entertainer to go and sign and want to support anyone that has raped a woman, and it was aggravated rape. Aggravated. So Young Dolph understood that as a label head, because from what I'm hearing, that's one of the reasons why he didn't sign him, because he didn't want that. He didn't want that around his label, something like that. Aggravated rape. So anybody that takes on somebody that has committed aggravated rape, that means that he don't value women. He does not have respect for women, and he should not have a woman supporting him because they don't have any respect for women. It's been up in the streets of Memphis. The internet know now since Dolph, so they got all these new theories as to what happened, but the streets know what happened. The streets know what up. They been knew. They keeping it where it belong. The police know too, love. Reason why they felt they ain't keeping it where it belong because the police know. So a lot of these people that claim that they keep it real really don't, love. If that's what's keeping it real is called. Because one thing for sure, a person is going to choose their life. When they get to thinking about their life, or doing what's right, they're gonna say, you know what, I can't go and do life. I can't, because that ain't keeping it, that's not keeping it real, going doing life, and you got kids and you got a wife, or you got family on the outside that is dependent on you. That's not keeping it real. I don't see how some of these men choose other men over their children. Because when you go and you keep it real by not saying anything, these folks saying, okay, well, you gonna get life, or you go and do somebody else dirt. That's choosing another man or choosing something else over your children. That couldn't be keeping it real. Your children, the most vulnerable thing out there that needs you the most. Reason why they felt that way is because Young Dolph signed Moochie Great, Big Bang Wayne. Big Bang Wayne robbed Moochie Great for his chains. Okay. Please, if you cannot cuss, thank you. For those of you all that were just coming into the room, please hit the like button. I have to calm myself down because I get so emotional. Like, it kind of bothers me. The more that starts to come out, the more that they start to find out, and so and the thing about it is Memphis got some talented rappers. I have not seen one that has come out of Memphis that was not talented. Okay. There's a lot of talent within this city, and there is a lot of talent that has gotten money and has been able to create wealth because of that talent. And the very thing that God has blessed them to be able to create their own wealth to take care of their families with, they have weaponized. Okay? They have weaponized rap. It's called smear campaign. It's just like the water company. If you don't pay your bills, they will cut your water off. They figure if they kill Young Dolph, it will cut. That's exactly what they figured. I don't think Young Dolph knew that he had, y'all, a lot of beef. It's a lot of stuff that was strange that went on. Oh my God, that went on that I haven't even said anything about, because it's not for me to say. But I knew that nobody was off the table. Okay. They benefit more off of your death than you're alive. The government needs to make a law that censor what they can write. And they also need to make a law where it's criminal, and it's already a law, soliciting a hitman. Anytime somebody put money on top of their head, talking about they got 100 bands on your life, is that not soliciting a hitman? That's criminal. And then the young man end up dead a day or two later. That's criminal. And people are brushing it off, saying that he was trolling. When people show you who they are, why is it so hard for people to believe it? Jay-Z and Kanye West cannot get out of their 360. Dolph didn't fool around with too many LMGs and vice lords, man. Nor saying I'm trying to tell y'all, Dolph used to sell dope in Claiborne homes with Lion. Well, he said he used to. It's a lot of them that did, and then they took it and they put it into something else, and he started rapping. Pre and J Money. Because, see, I don't really hold nobody's past against them as long as they ain't out killing folks and putting hits on them because they don't want them to come up, or, these folks were so ruthless. Some of these officers was making fake pages. And okay, nothing. Sometimes it's best that the mothers don't get into Hollywood because they know their child is out doing what they want to endanger themselves. Straight drop flip on Pre for others. A lot of people flipped on Dolph. They thought he was fly by night rapper. CMG hated on Dolph after he turned down the offer. Yeah. Mm. That's why I said GD's, Hoover's Kitchen, grapes don't mix. These record labels are not going to send you unless you are beefing with another or sign you. Got it, the target now, not Glock. Glock was the only truly that rest is grape and Dolph. Respect fizzle mine more than Glock, I feel. Hello, Miss Michelle. God in need to suffer, or they need to parent out the way if they too involved in the child's life so they can control the artist. But yeah, you guys, I want to hear what y'all got to say. God in needs. If y'all heard Big Scar, his interview, they asked him, do you think the gangs in Memphis can come together on our pre-CMG truly? He said, hell no, too much blood been shed. Then Dolph died. Wow. Why sign all ops? He says, why sign all ops of your cuz and HB, and I still say Dolph wasn't moving right. And the reason I be reading like that, y'all, because I think y'all be talking into y'all phone, and I be trying to understand a lot of what y'all be saying, because the words don't be spelled right. I'm sad to say that cookie shop and the laundromat need to go. I think the cookie shop is gone. Thank you, Kimberly. Then he put Unc on that. It made it even worse. Well, Showers, you have to think about Doc was signing talent. You know, if somebody is signing talent and you say you want to be, and you claim you want to be a rapper and you want some money behind you, they need to, like I said, these label heads got a lot of control. They need to let it be known. I can't have that mess on my label. Instead, a lot of them encourage them Okay. God, it needs to go. That's the only thing. Okay. For those of you all that are just coming into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Y'all, I kind of got emotional because the more this thing starts to unfold, well, the more they start to let out, Live and Let Live says, we don't need the police. We need to police our own people. The system was never made for us, rather. But Live and Let Live, look at what we're doing. We're not policing our own people. We're killing our own people. We blame everything on the police. Okay, we blame everything on the police. But we have more black on black crimes than we could ever have in any police crimes. And I'm not saying that there haven't been police officers that have done anything wrong. I'm saying we're killing each other every single day. Those police officers that wrongly did something or wrongly killed anybody, whether it was a black man or any man or woman, they need to be jailed, right? But what about this black on black crime? Because I hear men go at the police all the time. What are the men doing? How are they strategizing? Because these are young men that are out there. What are they doing when these record labels come to their children that's got a talent? Because it's these young black boys with the talent as far as rap. What are they doing? How instrumental are they in their life to guide their sons and not let them sign these 360 deals, or and being instrumental in making sure that they get them their own lawyer, whereas they ain't being signed to be somebody else's hitman? Or how instrumental are you know the these leaders who say we don't need police officers? How instrumental are they into dismantling these gangs and making sure that these young men don't have these gangs, are not in these neighborhoods, and they don't feel like they need to join these gangs? I got to be real about it. I heard you say you grew up in Twinkletown back in the day. I was on another panel, and some lady said that it was a bad area. How is that a bad area? And the white people still walking. Now Twinkletown has always been a beautiful area. I don't know who that is that said that. Even to this day, it is. Felicia Hill, rest in peace, young dog. Straight drop. Go to court tomorrow. And Bobby, okay. Kimberly D. Wilson, only 76 likes. You guys, for those of you all, it's 177 people in here. Please get the like buttons up. But like I said, I got emotional because I get to thinking about you guys. Like, it's so much bloodshed, and for one, I always thought that it, when Black people got into place, you had people to fight for Black people to start getting positions, for these young Black men to be able to start making money. And then when a lot of them get into places, instead of them changing the game, they keep that same system going, and they use them to make it even worse. And they don't see anything. The same communities that they struggled in, they don't have no problem with seeing bloodshed. These are the same communities that they struggled in growing up. So that's why I say, get your money. If you're gonna get out the hood, stay out the hood. Nobody requires for anybody to come back to the hood, because they can do whatever they want to do with their money. But I would prefer somebody to forget about the hood that they grew up in, rather than, if they're going to give anything, it's going to be destruction. Because that's what a lot of them are doing. They're making these young men, or not making them, they giving them money to be their hitman. See, Lynn Smith, Black men are becoming a menace to society, and they are leading our young Black boys and young men of their life, instead of teaching them how to be productive young Black men to thrive in our society. They are teaching them to hate instead of teaching them love and respect for each other. Absolutely. They're teaching them to love things, to love Gucci things, to love the cars and the watches. That's the reason why they're doing it and everything. People ain't got no love for people anymore. They don't have no love for people anymore. So they love only things, because that's what they're being taught. That's why they can go take a life. See, back in the day, people had respect for life and love for people. Now people love things, which means they will kill people to go and get things. It's twisted. Dolph was a money. Shara says, Dolph was a money shark. Speak that Miss T, using negative situation and turning it around, was not the only rapper who sold dope. Right. He wasn't the only rapper that ever sold dope. There are some politicians that are, if you go to a lot of these pastors that's in church right now, when they get a testimony, a lot of these ones that y'all love, what do they say? Back in the day, I was a pimp and I sold dope. When people turn their life around, as long as they ain't out there killing folks and they turn their lives around, that's different. Right, he was signing talent. And that's what, first of all, I'm gonna tell y'all how manipulative people can be. Now, people saying Dolph was signing ops. Now, that's what a manipulative person will say to a lot of these young boys whose minds are not mature, have never had anything, that have strictly just been out in the streets and don't understand business. But another Negro that understand business knows that Dolph was signing talent. Okay, they was threatened by the talent that he was signing, because he was signing a roster of talent, and all of these young men had different sounds. So he really was signing some. It was going to be a gold mine. Now, another person that has a business mind understood what he was doing, but because of that jealousy, if they got that jealousy on the inside of them and they are manipulative, a street guy who ain't never really been used to nothing, that's a hothead, they know how to instigate. He's signing all them ops. Those are the ops. That's disrespectful when they know damn well he was signing talent. And that's how people are able, and they're able to sit back in the background and send destruction back to the hood and see destruction, because you're getting all of these emotions going of these different people who don't really understand business. But they understood it. They was just jealous. Travis, at why they scared now? They know them Rico's coming. Yeah, and I'm not, and I would never. I don't want to. I don't know who else is gonna be arrested. It's not for me to say, but I would never wish any violence upon anybody. But I believe with some of these people, whoever they are, I believe they would rather somebody take them out, because I don't think they want to go and do all that time. See, it's weird how people can send hits, think that they're God, and then when the folks bring them down and they have to go and do all that time, they can't do it. But you're supposed to be a street dude. I never understood how people allowed somebody to pay them and say, well, I'm going to take care of your family. You go do my time. They go and do the time for somebody else, because in that person's mind, I'm too important. I got too much going on. You go do it. Even though these people got kids on the outside, they got families, and they go do 14, 15 years for some other man. And you got children, a woman, a mother, a family on the outside. But you feel like this other man is too important, and you go leave your little kids and go do time. Don't tell me it don't happen. It happen every day. Charlotte's Glaze, you gotta understand. You have to wash your hands with the streets when you become multimillionaire. And in the public eye, Dolph didn't want to let his street ties go. Dolph's brother shot up the police department, White Ford Fusion, and that's why they detained him. Oh my God. I ain't never heard of Dolph brother shooting up the police department. But don't worry about who done it. I got a system where I can pull up you in your past life. I'll go look for it. And then when I get back on here, I'll be able to tell you. Thank you, Miss Felicia. Who was in the bulletproof Bentley passing the crime after it happened? The day it happened, and that's why they handcuffed and detained him. They let him go because it was self-defense. Black lives don't matter to each other. They are literally spiritually dead. That's true, Miss Lynn. People are spiritually dead. They are. Um, I have always been curious as to why Moneybag Yo hasn't been held to the highest of scrutiny. Hmm. Facts of the matter is, our young black youngsters grew up with no fathers. They basically lost and think violence is their way out. Yes, they do. Oh my God, Key Glock is not a target. No one is checking for him. He's not doll. Oh my God. He used to sell marijuana, which is legal in the States now. Humble Soul, how to all my favorite gorgeous queens, Tamara, Kimberly, Miss D Sky, Alexis. Hello, Miss Humble Soul. Kimberly D. Wilson, as you come in, please. Yes, as you come in, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Mike Jones, what puzzles me, he shot 22 times in that deal he turned down for 22 million. Oh, wow. Tamara, did the family give permission for autopsy to be released? I don't think they did. I don't know, though. I don't know. Let's see, Humble Soul. Even the politicians have to have a stake in this. They are going to use everybody against everybody. Here you go, boo. Thank you, Miss Veteran US. And who done it? I heard it's the boys that got killed, mother. I don't know. We hear so much. Okay. But you know what, Miss Vetted? We don't know if they haven't or isn't going to. Daw's case goes above though. I think I've been saying this, you guys. The police department, it goes above MPD too. Scott, Alex, they don't care. They love their brother so much these days. That's sad. They tried to connect DJ Paul and Juicy J with Craig Pettis' investigation for drug trafficking with the Mexican cartel. I didn't know that. 176 in the building. If you all haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. I'm going to drop the link, and you know, all difference of opinion is welcome. I just ask that everybody be respectful. I ask for everyone to be respectful. Do you all think that Key Glock is a target? Now, y'all have to think about now. Everybody had kind of been quiet, to include Soldier Boy. But when Key Glock dropped his tour dates, and they've been dropped, he sold out 10. That's when all of this stuff started coming back up again. Okay. Key Glock seems to be more laid back. Dolph would seem to be a little bit more outspoken. You know what I mean? He just listening to his interviews or whatever, he seemed to be more snappy and more outspoken. Key Glock seems to be more reserved. Okay. And a lot of times, because I'm a reserved person, a lot of times people think that they can run over you when you're reserved, when you really, they just don't know you. That's why I like to stay at around a 0 or a 1, because I don't have a middle. I go straight to 100. Okay. So I don't ever let people take me out of character, because it's not worth it. Dolph had a heart. That's the difference. Thank you so much, Humble Soul. America is worse than a third world country. Do you know I love? Oh my God. I'm also curious as to why the two Money Boy's mom hasn't been called in as well. She probably had more hate towards Dolph's success than anyone. Right, because here's the thing. Oh, there go Coke Figure. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to Coke Figure. I love his channel. I was looking at him earlier today. That's Coke Figure. He started, y'all come on, let's sing it. Pre. We are pre. We are pre. Y'all know Coke Figure. That's Coke Figure got that going. That pre anthem going. Kimberly D. Wilson. Welcome to the show, Coke Figure. They brainwashed and they don't realize it until them shackles are on their wrists and ankles, and they homies don't so much as send them a letter. See, so straight drop should be an example of, you know, of how they'll leave you out there, how they'll lead you and make you think that they're gonna be with you, and then they leave you out there. When Cornelius was standing up there the first day with his attorney, and Straight Drop was kind of standing to the back, you could tell the way Straight Drop was looking. He was looking like, what the hell going on here? Because Cornelius had a paid attorney, and I don't know if y'all watch, but I look, Straight Drop, it seems to me, he always tries to get Cornelius to make eye contact with him, but Cornelius always comes short of making eye contact with him. He always comes short of making eye contact. If he looked that way, he'll drop his eyes, okay? And I told y'all that lawyer, now Straight Drop has a good lawyer, even though it's court appointed. It's Ganguly is not a bad attorney. He's not a bad attorney, okay? He's court appointed, but he's not bad. But Ganguly, Straight Drop's attorney, is good with making deals. Okay, I don't know if Ganguly, before he became a private practice, if he used to work for the public defender's office. I don't know, but I do know that they have attorneys that they outsource work to. Okay, so he has a contract with the county, so he has a private practice. He just take cases from the county when they outsource work. That's how Straight Drop. So like I said, he does not have a bad attorney. He's really good with getting deals, but Straight Drop, and who's to say he hadn't, he's not working one. But I don't think that Straight Drop wants the death penalty. And he's got a good attorney that knows how to work them deals out. I think I've always said that. Now that attorney that Cornelius has is a high-priced attorney. And I can't believe how people have kind of dismissed how Cornelius got that attorney. I haven't heard a whole lot of people. Talk about, how they couldn't, or kind of look into it, how Cornelius get that attorney. I heard some people say he got a family that loves him. Maybe he do, because only it was one or two things happen, because Cornelius got an attorney whose retainer's fees start at about 20 grand, right? So, I was able to pull up Cornelius's house. He lived 4 minutes from that cookie shop. I put that out there. Okay. I was the one that said that. So he lived 4 minutes, about 2 streets over from the cookie shop. Let's break this down. Now, y'all saw that area. Okay. So where would Cornelius get about 20 grand from? That's a lot of money to come up with. Now, his family could have worked out a deal. Okay. Or maybe somebody got the attorney for him, or maybe he got a lump sum of money from something. Okay. Or the attorney could have took it pro bono, because, be quiet, Remy. The attorney could have took it pro bono because of the media frenzy that's around the case. Because a lot of times these high-priced attorneys will take a case pro bono. Yeah, my dog want to show out because she wants some water. I'm gonna give her some in a minute. But here's the thing: Cornelius's attorney he's an established attorney. He don't really need a media. He don't really need to take a case pro bono for the media frenzy. Okay. So you have to take all of those things into account. He could have who's to say he could have a family that really loves him, Or maybe he took it pro bono. I don't know. If not, that means Cornelius had 20 grand somewhere, or somebody got somebody with some with a 20 grand laying around, got the attorney for him. Thank you, Risky Ruler. Um, Lady Diva said, "We are free." Please smash the likes. Yes, if you have not hit the like button, please hit the like button. Also, you guys, I dropped the link. If anybody want to come up here and talk about why, because it was a young lady in here. Everybody don't necessarily feel how I feel, you know. But I do. I feel like Key Glock, if you pay close attention to people, you will see people were really quiet. They would say little stuff, but it's like now you have to watch when Soldier Boy rises up for some reason. When he rises up and start trolling again, okay? When Key Glock put up there that he had sold out 10 cities, Soldier Boy, I see he's taking it down because I want to look for it because I wanted to be able to put it on the screen. He's taking it down though, but I probably wouldn't know how to put it on anyways. I was gonna try. I didn't see it. That he was trolling again, talking about yellow cars, people going to have yellow cars or whatever, because he got yellow cars. I guess he's the only person that can have a yellow car. Basically, that's what he's saying. I guess he's the only person. Now, he was the last time he was trolling, he was talking about he was mad because Key Glock said he had a billboard with yellow cars. Okay, instead of him taking that up with Key Glock, he goes at Dolph. He pulled Dolph into that and put a bag on his head, talking about he looking for somebody. He got a bag on Dolph's head, and then Dolph was taken out about a day or two after. If that ain't criminal, I don't know what is. That's soliciting a hitman. Okay. And for some reason, people, and let me use this as an example. People would rather believe Key Glock did something to Dolph rather than Soldier Boy. Folks just kind of brush out Soldier Boy, somebody who was on live talking about, I got 100 bands on somebody's head, and then pretty much trolled the young man after he was assassinated, and made fun and told Key Glock, don't get taken out like your big dog did, and we'll dismiss Soldier Boy. The same example I use with Moneybag, right? And we'll rather accuse Key Glock because we say Key Glock got everything to gain. Okay, so, and I'm not talking about any of you all because we're different. But I'll say, as a lot of other of our people, we got to start getting past not wanting to see people get anything. Because see, I'm the type, I make money. So I like to see people get money. I like to see people get money. So when people start making money, I don't get mad and say, look at them. They got all them cars, or he making money now. Dolph told them to get money. Is he not supposed to get money? That's what Dolph taught them to do, get money. Hold on, y'all, before I have to do something to this dog. Move. It's sad when the dog is so spoiled. She barks until I give her what she wants, but she wanted some water. Dolph died because he signed Big Unc, shaking my head. Remember, Unc killed D Money, which is J Money little brother, and Dolph is cool with J. Well, listen, DJ Lock, this is what I can't understand. You're saying, so what you're saying is, and I've seen other people post this, that allegedly Big Unc killed J Money or D Money, and Big Unc is still alive, but they take Dolph out. That's what you're saying. Because Big Unc ain't hiding. Because Big Unc been putting out videos, and he seemed like he is just as happy. He's just a happy child. He don't seem like he hiding or nothing. And it's been a couple years unfortunately, since that young man was taken down. But what you're saying to me is they assassinated Dolph because he signed somebody and didn't mess with the young man that he signed. He walking around Memphis every day, all day. Southern Boy Northern says, "Wow, please leave DJ Paul and Juicy J out of this humbly." Did somebody say something about DJ Paul and Juicy J? I don't think nobody said anything bad because I love DJ Paul and Juicy J. I grew up. Paul lived in Twinkletown too. Key Glock innocent, absolutely. Yes, he is a target. Yes, he is a target. Like I said, I want them, especially around Indiana. Okay, they need to really beef up the security, anyways. Okay, just like a lot of these other Negroes got all of these men around them with machine guns. That's what needs to happen with Key Glock, because Key Glock is now a threat. You know, God forbid if he starts to rise up too, because he's got the same machine behind him that Dolph had, which is Daddy-O. Because Daddy-O was really the driving force. He was just in the background. He funded Dolph, and Key Glock and the other young men got there too. Okay. And so now that he seems to be coming forward again, they wanted to keep that young man depressed. That's what they wanted to do. And now that he's moving forward again, that's why you're starting to see these Negroes post all this stuff. We don't miss twice. And I know they're saying that that's got something to do with an album, but I saw Moneybagg Yo posted up under Gotti's thing. Okay. A lot of people saw it. Just the other day, like I was saying, Soulja Boy rising up again. He talking about damn yellow cars. That's what he do, I guess, when he ready to get it going. Same way he did with Dolph. He talk about some damn yellow cars, and people brush that off. Our Soulja Boy just trolling, and that's why he do what he does, because he know we gonna say he's trolling. This man got money, so he got a point that he feels like he needs to prove, because he feel like folks don't take him seriously. So when he says the last man that had my name in his mouth ain't breathing no more, or F all my ops, they dead, people brush that off when it appears that it's true, and start looking over him and saying Key Glock trying to get some money. Because in our community, for some reason, not us, because like I said, we all get money and we want to see everybody get money. We get mad when people start trying to pick up the pieces and move on and get some money. I don't, because I like to see people get money, because I like to get money. Okay, I'm sorry. I forgot that Aunt killed that young man, and hell hath no fury like a mother scorn. But you know what, Miss Veteran, she didn't do anything. If that's true, I wonder why she didn't go and take that. She didn't go and handle that with the young man. That she says killed her son. I wonder why she didn't do that. That young man, if you look at his Instagram, he started putting out videos, and he making these videos right in Memphis, because I know the areas. I recognize the areas. He's not hiding. So if she feel like that this young man had something to do with her son's death, why did she go take it up with Dolph? Kimberly D. Wilson, yes, we are pre. Absolutely. Shantae says pre. We are pre. Southern Boy said pre. Mike Jones, Ronald Reagan was the biggest drug. Absolutely, he sure was. Yam says we are pre. Everybody singing the pre chant. Pre. We are pre. It's a million for you. I know the song too, y'all. If you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. Let's see. We love Co-Figure. Co-Figure real as they come. Eli Patterson said, I would hate to be hanging with a guy like Glock getting money, knowing what he'll do when the heat get turned up. What you mean by that, Eli Patterson? 193 in the building. Please hit the like button. I just got on camera off subject. What time does Remy go to bed? She needs to be going right now. She needs to be going to bed right now. Lynn Smith said Key Glock is not too reserved. He doesn't mind using his heat. He's not as temperament as Dolph. Key Glock will fire back. That's why Daddy O is sticking close to him to keep him. Um, well, that's true. I believe you on that, Miss Lynn. It's the quiet ones you have to watch. I'm telling you, Key Glock is a Leo like I am. Key Glock just needs to be careful and watch his surroundings. Absolutely, I agree. Thank you, Miss Kimberly. I still understand that heightened hatred for Doc. I still don't understand that heightened. It was jealousy, Miss Veteran. It was jealousy. Salute, Lady Diva. Remy wants in on the Yeah, she want me. She want all my attention. She's sitting here looking at me right now, just standing up in my face, looking at me because she don't. She wants all of my attention. I guess Boosie is correct when he discussed hypnotized by hate. And that's true. A lot of them are hypnotized by hate. And like I said, and the mere fact that, the young man is going on tour and he's been posting that he's been selling out dates, I think that's what made some of them rise back up again. You know what I mean? That jealousy because of their hate for Dolph and anything that he may have groomed, and it could possibly rise up. People are threatened by that, especially when a lot of them know they probably get ready to go. They get ready to go to jail. A lot of them get ready to go to jail. I'm telling y'all, they get ready to go. Crunchy Black did an interview talking about Soldier Boy. The biggest killers of families are envy and hatred. Period. That's true. We need to pray hate about. Yes, we do, Kim. We need to pray hate out of our society. I didn't grow up around a lot of men that got so emotional that they wanted to kill, other people. Hi, Lady T. It was on a few videos. Cornelius has a brother who is a local rapper in Memphis. The brother said his family put up the money. Yeah, if it's the young man, I know they were saying Lil Migos was his brother. Lil Migos is not his brother. I had been hinting about that, but Lil Migos is not his brother. Wow, didn't he? Remy, we hear you. Yeah, Remy, let her know y'all hear her because she wants the attention bad. Soldier Boy said that cities are afraid for him to come in to their city because of what happened to Dolph. Yes, ma'am. He's pissed at Key Glock. Oh, that you know what, you right, Miss Lynn. That's what it is. He can't go into a city because he trolled Dolph and he put money all on top of his head soliciting hitmen, right? And now he's mad that Key Glock is selling out cities, and he sold out 10. It was a reply. Okay. Tamara, I have one son who will be 30 in June. He and I both love, respect Key Glock as if he is our own family. So we have adopted him in our hearts. I do too. I want to see the young man win so bad. I want to see every one of those young men win. You know why? Not just Key Glock. I want to see all of them on that label win. And I want to see them win so bad because I know that they took Dolph out because they was jealous of Dolph and they wanted to destroy what he was creating. Okay. Those young men were going to be independent also, on the independent label. He was teaching them the game. They wanted to destroy whatever that they felt like would, surpass, I guess a lot of them. And I'm just saying people in general. I'm not specifically saying anybody, but whoever these people were in the background that paid for this hit. They was just so jealous of Dolph. They wanted to destroy anything that he was building that could be successful. And they felt like by taking him out, that would handicap all the rest of the other young men. That's why you hear a lot of them, their trolls say they struggling to try and stay relevant. This and that. Dolph gone. They can't do this and that. Those young men were pretty much thriving and finding their way before. That's why Dolph signed them, because they was already kind of locally hot. Okay. And now you could tell, like, when something like that happens unexpectedly, it takes a minute to regroup. And that's what's sad. They're looking at them struggling to try and regroup, because when something like that happens, you have to regroup. Our head is gone. So now we gotta, see what's gonna happen now. And then you don't just get over that instantly. That's why I say it's a lot of cold-hearted people. When you that cold-hearted, you really don't need to be on the street. Antoine say, you got your green on, Tam? No, I don't have my green on today. Green is one of my favorite colors, though. It seems like when I wear green, money comes to me. I love those pretty rich greens. I do. Especially now, I have a lot of vibrant green sundresses. Love from Indianapolis, pre-file forever. That's right. We are pre. That's right. We are pre. Paper Route Frank. That's right. Tam, when it comes to murder, no one is exempt. Right. Let's see. Mentality hurts our. Let's see. Crabs in a basket mentality hurts our people. That's true, Antoine. Um, and that's true. Don Snow says, Dolph sign. What's that? Everybody that Fizzle, Brung, and Glock not feeling that. I can count on one hand how many times Fizzle and Glock have, and what's that? ALLEG. I don't know that word. Okay. Block Boy tried to talk Fizzle out a couple years ago. What's that? Alec Block Boy tried to talk Fizzle out a couple years ago. Oh, okay. Jay Fizzle is Dolph's cousin, isn't he? Isn't Jay Fizzle his cousin? Let's see. I'll be glad. I'll be glad when they round all involved up quickly. I seen Key Glock went and performed, and he had security in front of him and behind him. They appear to be strapped and good. Good. Always love yourself first. Soldier Boy troll and a distraction. I don't know about that, Don Snow. I don't think that he's a troll and a distraction. I tend to believe. I believe Soldier Boy is in this deep. Okay, I think he's in this pretty deep. Tamara, did the family have to get permission for the autopsy to be released to the public? I think that autopsy. No, they didn't have to. They didn't have to. And Snoop Bands had his stories wrong about the call and video shoot. That's the dog. That's the dog communication. They bark on everything they need. Or what's going on? I know. They've done nothing but bring much attention to Memphis. I believe it was in the making, but now Memphis is soon going to be gentrified. Yeah. Yes. That situation happening. Dolph don't sleep with Big Unc. He don't know it what that means got going on in the streets. That's not his job. This job is the same employee. Who was that said earlier that somebody was on another somewhere else saying that Twinkletown is the hood? Which young lady said that? Because now I'm curious to who said it. Probably one. Yeah, I'm curious to who said it. If CMG is tied to all this, Jay-Z gonna cut his ties. Oh, of course. Jay-Z is not gonna want no negativity, not like this, attached to him. It's a million people that did something wrong that's working at a big company. Yeah. Take Fizzle out a couple years ago. Okay. Right, make that make sense. Young Dolph don't know what the next person did. That's not his job. That's right. I agree with you on that. I saw Key Glock, Snoop Bands, and Jay Fizzle performance, and they seem to be okay. I hope so. I think that they're stronger together. Oh, it was okay. It was Sky. Is Sky Alex still in here? Okay, y'all. I'm going to drop the link. And if anybody would want to come up here, do you all think that Key Glock's life is in danger? I truly believe that he is a target, and I feel like he's a target because he's starting to rise up. I don't think it's going to be nothing, even though Dolph had because in the beginning, Dolph said he couldn't really rap, right? And then Daddy O kind of taught him how. So I don't think it's going to be anything for Pre to continue on. Unfortunately, always carrying Dolph's legacy, right? His dream. But I think that other people who was always threatened, whoever that is, by what this label could do, especially since they know that some of them probably get ready to go to jail. Toured with 3-6 during their Oscar-winning tour in Germany. Rest in peace, Young Dolph says Key Glock know he a target. That's why he moved the way he moved. But CMG don't want to see Pre. He know people want him. That's why he's strapped. His self, Monty. Well, good. I'm glad that he's strapped. He was 17 years old and killed someone for breaking into his house. That's because he had to put in work. Is Sky Alex still in here? Is Sky still in the room? Shout out at Real Talk with Tamara, hitting that like button. Yes, y'all, please hit the like button. If you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. It's 186 people in here, 183. I want to hear what you all got to say. I dropped the link. If you all feel like that Key Glock is if you all feel like that Key Glock is a target, if you all feel like that Key Glock is a target, I want to hear what you got to say. Yeah, I got interested in who would be discussing Twinkletown because they had to hear me say that when we moved from the hood, we moved over there, and that's still a beautiful neighborhood. It never went down. Like DJ Paul lived in that neighborhood too. As I said before, DJ Paul grew up wealthy too. His dad was in a successful gospel group, and then after the gospel group, DJ Paul's father went and started a successful pest control company. And the man that owns the first African American man to own a radio station, WLOK in Memphis, lives right in the same neighborhood that we moved over there to. All of the black teachers. It was really African American neighborhood with nothing but like black, but successful business owners and black doctors and lawyers and stuff. And it's still beautiful, very beautiful to this very day, you know. Soldier Boy tell that accident murder. He was 17 years old when someone broke in his house. See, a lot of people think that DJ Paul grew up in North Memphis. DJ Paul didn't grow up in North Memphis. Juicy J and Project Pat grew up in North Memphis. DJ Paul grew right up in Twinkletown. Okay. You right though. They might try to kill Key because he finna drop his album on tour. They don't want him to eat like that. Lamigo beefing with Key Glock and Big Moochie Grape. Why Black and Gotti hated dog. So I didn't know that Lil Migos was still Lil Migos. Lil Migos really need to go and crawl under a rock. I'm telling you, he probably needs to go crawl up under a rock and not come out. If I was him, that's what I would do. Demon, hi everyone joining. Let's see. I hope and pray that protect each other. He do tour and hope Never going on. 197 people. It's 190 people in here. For those of you all that are just coming into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. But yes, you guys, I feel like each and every time that Soldier Boy starts to rise up again, pay attention. Pay attention to the people they put Soldier Boy on a mission to troll. Okay? Pay attention. Soldier Boy had no reason because Key Glock had not really even been posting. That's why people was mad at him about that. He couldn't grieve. People were saying he needed to be out there killing people, getting his lick back, and that's why they was trolling him, because they wanted him to crash out, because they was afraid that something like this would happen. And you had so many people saying that he needed to be out there crashing out so he could go to jail too, which straight drop them. Instead of moving forward, and and it would be crazy, I feel, for any of those young men to go out there and get involved with trying to retaliate when the feds and homicides is all over this, especially the feds. Everybody is being watched. Okay. So it would be, and see, that's what I'm talking about. When you have older men pressuring young men, telling them, well, if I was you, I would do this, instead of trying to help them to keep their heads on, because those people that fear him rising up, that's exactly what they want them to do. It ain't gonna be no better feeling than when all of the people that was involved in this situation is taken down. Okay, that's even worse than death to me. To have to, we don't know the caliber of everybody that was involved, to have to go away, especially if you've amassed some type of wealth, and to have to go away. Antoine said I was about to set it off. Miss Lynn says, I feel that Key Glock will be fine, and they don't want no more smoke than they already have. Key Glock is probably under surveillance of the feds to absolutely. And this is what I can't understand. Like I said, I'm not gonna talk about Jeremiah's situation. Let's see. Paul Smith time will tell. Shirley James says all black men deserve to grow old together. That's right. All black men deserve to grow old. All black men deserve to grow old. Like I said, I can't understand why people would overlook someone that could be obvious, to point at somebody who would have everything to gain, with the person being alive, with the person being alive. Because it's not like anybody could ever take Dolph's place. Nobody. I don't think any of them would even want to. So, you got one man, and like I said too, you think about it too, because I feel like Moneybagg Yo is a very talented rapper. He is. I like Moneybagg Yo's sound. But I would have to say, in my opinion, and I'm not accusing Moneybagg Yo of anything, I'm very disappointed. Knowing what I know, I'm very disappointed. Okay? Just in quite a few things, I'm very disappointed. Because Moneybagg Yo has a promising career, hopefully. If he wasn't involved in this. And nobody's off of the table. That's why I say that. In every city is not going to want to book him due to the fact that it might be a problem. See, they're playing crazy, inject his bag off, even though he got money. Antoine Anthony, it is a fact he sold his vehicles. Are gossip. Yeah. If Mia J sold Dolph's vehicles, and there's no proof of that, I don't know where that came from. If she sold his vehicles, It may have been because if you listen to one of Dolph's interviews, he said that everything that he had when he passed away, it was going to circulate through his immediate family. So maybe she had, if that stuff was sold, maybe it had to be. He had a will. They've been trying to kill the man forever. So I'm sure when they shot him that second time or whatever, he got a will going because he said his kids will be taken care of forever. So if he said that all his jewelry and stuff would circulate through his family, everything that he had, isn't it safe to say he has something on paper saying that maybe those his things would be sold, liquidated, or something, so that his family could get the money? You never know. Mia J wasn't his wife, so I'm sure with her not being his wife, he had a will. And a will kind of supersedes everything. And I'm sure he had a lawyer over that will that was the executor. What is the chief of police in Memphis doing about all this murder? You know what? Miss Shantae, a lot, and I don't mean no harm. I think a lot of people in Memphis share the same sentiments. They was trying to figure this out too. Like I said, the only thing that made me happy pretty early on was knowing that the federal government, the federal agencies had gotten involved with Dawes' case. And I'm not saying that the Memphis police couldn't solve it, but I'm just happy that they're working with them. Because I honestly, Lord knows I don't know what she's doing. I'm trying to figure that out. We have been trying to figure that out, but next year is going to be a new mayor to come in, okay? And she better do something. She better do something because she won't be there. If it continues on now, but with news of this Bentley being out, with news of this Bentley being at the scene, got me scratching my head. Yeah, I saw that on Onan's TV. Let's see. I read somewhere that it's not true about his vehicle being sold. She had to move it from where they was stored at. Oh, okay. Burn rubber like skirt. Okay, yeah, dude. Let's see. 680 the heat. Did you all see the one vlogger video thinking that the black Bentley SUV that was seen in the background of one of the still photos was possibly Moneybag Yo's girls? Yeah, I saw that. Your dog alerting you, Tam. My dog alerted me. You think Straight Drop get indicted on the 24th? I don't know. I believe so. She alerted me. She could hear real good, Antoine. She could hear real good. I got a lot of cameras around this house, and I got some sitting next to me that's gonna blow them anybody that try to come near me right back on out the door. One of my guys that work with my investigative company live right over across the street from me too, so he got cameras everywhere too, and he don't ever sleep. I think he got. I always tell him I think he's shell shocked, but he's good though. He worked for the Marshals for many years before he retired. Let's see, Kimberly D. Wilson, Demon. That's not a fact yet, to my knowledge. Trust the knowledge, just a YouTuber thinking. Okay. I just that video too, but I don't think it's a fact. Yeah, I saw that video. She sounds like she'll bite some ankles. She is a Yorkie, and she is full of child. I've never seen a dog so feisty. She want all of the attention, and she'll come and put her hand. That's what she was trying to do. She was trying to put her head up under my hand. She was mad because I was working my computer. She was trying to put her head up under my hand because that means rub my head. That's why she was barking too. For those of you all that just came into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. That would mean a lot to me. Shantae, have any of the murders committed since Dolph death been solved, like the one on the street where the Mercedes was found, and MB Yo Moneybag Yo artist Big Newski, I believe his name. You know what? I don't think Big Newski's murder has been solved, but I'm gonna tell you something. The officer that is on that case, I know, because we did traffic. We were traffic officers together. Now he's a sergeant. In the beginning, now he hadn't said anything else to me about it. He just said it appears to me that whoever did this is somebody that was right around him. And I tend to believe that now. He hadn't said anything else to me about it. That was just in the beginning, right? I'm sure it's being investigated. But if you think about it, too, I don't know if you're from Memphis. Remy, please. I don't know if you're from Memphis, but that area that Newski was in, Newski, I think he was back there by the King's Gate or something. And you can't just go in there and spin and go back out. You can't just do that. Not those little narrow streets and stuff back there in those apartments where they hang out at. You just can't go and spin that and then get back out easily. It's just not that easy to do that. And I think that's probably why that investigator said that in the beginning. It's probably going to be somebody who did this, somebody right around him. But that was just in the beginning. It could be something else. He could be on another trail now. He hadn't said anything else to me about it. But no, but to answer your question, it's not solved yet. I don't believe. I bet whomever really murdered young Dolph like that feels some type of way now. If it was beef between the two camps, Pre and CMG, now he's really gone. They haven't made a statement out of respect for him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really touched Big Unc. Paper Route Wu has a song with Dolph called Ricky, where they talk about shooting the op in the back. Okay. And he say straight drop the soft as butter. Someone knew him. I told y'all I know someone who knew Straight Drop that said that they didn't, this was a guy that used to be in the streets. Now he's an activist. And before Straight Drop was ever even arrested, he said that I could tell you now who the guy they're talking about's name is Justin Johnson. And he said, I could tell you now that he ain't like that at all, So according to him, Straight Drop was a real quiet guy. Someone knew him, but you look at his history though. It means he could be quiet, but looking at his history, his record, he has some, it's got to be some mental issues. Someone knew him and was probably close to Newski. Key Glock don't have nothing to worry about as long as he's not in Memphis. It's only the hometown to do the sneaky stuff. Yeah, for some reason, your hometown be more jealous. That's why I say it was really jealousy, because if that young lady felt like that somebody else was the one that took her son out, and that young man ain't hiding. He's still making music. He's still right around the Memphis area. So if she felt like that he did that to her son, why didn't she take that up with him? Why, and her son was killed a couple years ago. So why would she wait all this time instead of being mad at the person that she claims took out her son? You be mad at Dolph. That's what I don't understand. But that means and you're right. It goes back to a lot of internal jealousy and hate from your own city. He's not trying to turn back and go back there. Big Unc is free and he's a young man. I don't know if he did anything right. That young man don't look like he worried about nothing. So we don't even know if he actually even took that young man out. It could be some hearsay. Somebody told her that and she don't know for sure. Um Demon says, I'm praying that Dolph felt no more pain after his first shot. It brought tears. Yeah, when that kind of, it was overkill and it kind of made me well up too. What if the young man Dolph could what if the young man Dolph could come back like Patrick Swayze and Ghost? That would be something else. Remy, I'm not playing with you. Um Drop may be a lot of things. He ain't soft. He a killer. The beef all points to Gotti. Been trying to kill for years. Hello, Mr. 305. What area code is 305? Is that Florida? Is that Miami? I'm not sure. I'm starting to think they are running plays trying to confuse people because if Big Unc really why is he still alive? Absolutely. If they had an issue with that, I I think she just mad Dolph didn't give her anything or help her out after her son died. That's probably it. That sounds about right. Severe. That sounds about right. Yeah, Miss Tamara J. Money been gone 5 years and D Money since 2020. Big Unc looks like a teenager and he's a young man. Kimberly D said it's Miami. Exactly. Pre-artists know the other side went out like crash dummies. They know that feds are absolutely okay, Mr. Three. I thought that was Miami. Yeah, I don't think that they're going to do that because that's probably what anybody that's watching especially those that want to see the whole label, everything Doc was trying to build tank. I think yeah, and I think it's angering people to see Key Glock, because people was waiting to see what he was going to do, to see him go on tour and to sell out dates. That jealousy is starting to rise up again. you know but for a lot of people, just with how a lot of things was done, I think quite a few people have really put a they really have kind of put a stagnation on their career, because a lot of people are not going to forget this. It's just with the way things was handled, not saying that anybody did anything, but just how it was handled. um the late young Dolph passed has nothing to do with it. He had changed his, still was a great artist, father, partner to Mia J, businessman, activist to his community. He still did deserved that right. I was looking at a video where he went over to his old hood, and you could tell a person that's generous, that likes to give back. You really can tell, right? Because like I said, I'm a giver too. I like to give to people that are less fortunate. Lord knows I do. That's why I've always gotten in trouble, because it seemed like the people that you help the most. That's why I say people will backstab you all the time. We've all been backstabbed. I can't tell you how many times I've been in positions to help people, and I felt like I felt like it was my obligation, because I said God put me here to help my people, because my people struggle the most, and those very people would try and stab at me. you know. But with Dolph, he was in his old hood, and all those kids was gathered around his car, and he was giving all of them $5 bills. It was about 20 or 25 kids in the hood, that was gathered around his car. And when he drove off, he said, "Man, I'm so glad I had that stack of fives with me to give to them." That's a person that's a giver. He said, I used to wish that, when I was a little kid like this growing up in the hood, that one of the big dogs, one of the OGs would just come through and give us a couple of dollars. He said, that's what I used to wish for. So that's a person that is a giver, and that's why it makes me mad. People, it's a lot of talented artists in Memphis, a lot of great music that has come out of Memphis. Get your money and run. You can do that, but don't send destruction back to the community, and don't take down nobody that is doing something for their community. People can think of a million bad things that you've done, because none of us are perfect. None of us are, but still somebody that is making an effort to try, and then actually want to help their community. Why take a person down? I don't care if it was about a woman or what. I really couldn't care less. It's against the law to take a person's life. Okay, it's against the law, and there are repercussions for that, unfortunately. And like I said, everybody has their own little opinions about Key Glock. I don't know what Key Glock has done other than some old pictures of when he was hanging out with these young men that he went to school with. Because if you look at Truly a Mafia and all of these young men, like what's the young man name that they're looking for? The one that's head of the Trulia Mafia, that's supposedly the head of the Trulia Mafia now. I can't think of his name. Teasy. Uh, Teasy and them, Key Glock grew up around. You see, those are old pictures. You can tell. And Teasy and them all went to the same, lived in the same area, from Orange Mound to Castelia. I'm trying to think how far is Beanhampton. Now Beanhampton is on on down. It's probably like on the other side, but even like Parkway is a little bit on up from Beanhampton. Like Parkway runs right across that area where Beanhampton is. That's still South Memphis. So all of those young men grew up in the same area. They went to the same schools and stuff. If you even Little Migos went to the same, because if you hear Key Glock, when they was him and Little Migos was into it, he was talking about how Little Migos sold hair when he went. Hair is a lucrative business, but they all went to the same schools. That's what I'm saying. So it's nothing for them to know each other, and it's not like Dolph wouldn't have known them, because Dolph grew up, even though he was older, he grew up right in the midst of that. So Key Glock didn't have to introduce him to them, because they all grew up in the same area. They all was familiar with each other. I grew up in the projects until I was 12. That's how I know everybody familiar with each other. You don't live in the same hoods and not be familiar with each other. I gotta ask, where has the hope went for Memphis City, including our Black boys around the world? I don't know, Shantae. It's a sad thing what is going on with our children. It's like it's getting worse and worse, and they don't have any guidance. And I think a lot of the parents now are on drugs. They're on some kind of, if they're not on drugs, they're on alcohol. And I see now alcohol, when people get drunk, they just as bad drunk as they are when they are on drugs. And so there's a lot of addictions going on in the African American community, and nothing is being done about it. So a lot of children are raising themselves, and when they look for validation, they look to their OGs, who is rotten as they come now, because OGs used to look out for the young men in the hood. Now they rotten, and oh God, please stop me. They just as rotten. They tell them when they get ready to go and do something and crash out. The OGs used to rear them right. Now when they get ready to go crash out, OG so rotten, he tell them to go do it, because he got a problem with a young man, and he want another young man to go and kill him and mess his life up. Or OG being in and out of jail because of his own doing, and because he been in and out of jail, he want to see somebody else's child be in and out of jail. I did it, so young blood, I did it, so it ain't nothing for you to do it. He telling him that's the way it's supposed to be, instead of rearing him in the right direction and saying, I did that, I don't want you to have to go through that, because that going doing 15, 20, 25, 30 years, that ain't nothing for you to do, son. I don't want you to go in the direction that I went in. But that's not what's happening now. Shantae says alcohol is equally the same. Absolutely. The young Dolph owned Pre. I think he was part owner of Pre Shirley. I think he owned part and Daddy-O owned part. So they both owned it together. Stress free. Let's see, you joined the circle show. I see it now, stirring up rumors and don't know nothing about they be. The circle show I see and now stirring up. What you said? Stress free. You have to retype that because the wording is wrong. So I couldn't understand it. So look at it and retype it so I can understand it. D-Mon, yes, everybody is high on something. Absolutely. Mike Jones, exactly, because the major players are signing artists are already signed to a slave master, and they already signed to a slave master. That's right. Let's see, most of the parents are afraid of their own children and they are terrorizing the streets. That's true. For those of you all that are just coming into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Stress free, retype what you is stress free still in here. I couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand what you said because the wording wasn't typed right. So if you would retype it so I can understand it. Let's see, Shantae Pretty Blunt. Do you think Key Glock going on tour too early? The block is high. I don't think so. I don't think that he's going. If whoever the people was, that was involved in this or trolled Dolph is going on tour, I don't see why Key Glock shouldn't. I just think that he should have a lot of security around him. He should have a lot of security around him. Every video I watch, Dirty Glove be all the individuals go on that porch, talk about they jumped off the porch 12 and 13 years old. And that's and you know what, Mike Jones, that's the problem. They jumping off the porch at 12 and 13 years old, and they're still babies. They are still babies. And that's unfortunate. A 12 or 13-year-old should be enjoying being a child. Instead, a lot of them, because they have parents that are addicted to things, to drugs or to alcohol, they're having to take care of the household and make sure that their brothers and their sisters eat. A lot of these kids' childhoods are being stripped away from them because of these adults. You think about it now, the little girls are developing early, and the men are looking at them, sick men that is, so are looking at them in a certain type of way, and these young girls are getting pregnant at 11 years old. Even a teenage boy at 17, 18 years old know that you don't supposed to be having sex with an 11-year-old baby. At 11 years old, I was still playing with baby dolls. Long live Dolph. I hate them folks wanted my boy off the street. It's sad. This real. Some that a never stop. See, they sick going at Glock now. Yeah, or slick going at they are slick going at Glock. And everybody can see it because I've noticed it. She was offered the bag now. Let's see. They be crashing out because that's all they know. Right. And then they're a lot of them are emotionally unstable. They just had hate. They just had mad hate for Dolph. I truly believe Pre will be just fine. I believe that they're going to be just fine too. I think that they're regrouping, and I think that they're going to be just fine. I'm looking for okay. Stress Free 219 says, I see you joined the circus show, I see, and now stirring up rumors and don't know nothing about beef. Oh, okay. Stress Free, tell me what you mean by that. So many individuals are threatened by Pre Dolph passed the mantle just like Elijah and Elisha. That's right. Soldier Boy thinks he's tough, so he's just making a big deal and yellow cards just to keep the drama going. He is jealous of Key Glock, period. So I pray keep winning, and I think that they are going to keep winning. I think that they are going to keep winning, And I understand, like when you do shows and stuff like this, that people don't necessarily, people get sent out to come over here, and everybody is entitled to their own opinion. But I know when I could tell. I know what I know, and it really don't even bother me because, like I said, each and everybody is entitled to their own opinion. You know, um, you can't get me mad when you come in here and say, well, Key Glock can't rap. If you feel a certain way about Key Glock, why would you even come into a chat room, where people are talking about Key Glock or whatever, or you feel like it's talking in favor of Key Glock? I don't go into chat rooms when they're talking something I really don't want to hear, or I don't necessarily agree with it. I go, I don't really agree with that, and I'll go out. But that's what when I talk about mental illness, it's a mental illness. And then I understand that people are sent out. And what I can't understand about a lot of women is why so many women are so eager. These men send them out like puppies. And instead of saying, I ain't gonna go do that because I got better things to do. But I understand how rampant mental illness is running, okay? But they let these men send them out like puppies to go troll somebody else's page. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. I don't troll me because I know how to play dirty. Hey, Miss Kimberly,
Good evening. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
That's what I was saying. I can't understand why if people don't agree with something, why would they come here just to troll?
Right. It's a waste of energy.
Shantae Blunt, is there such charge that exists for what Soldier Boy did online? To me, it was too specific, and he kept asking um dude to drop his
It should be.
solicitation of murder.
It should be, yeah.
Yeah, solicitation of murder. He was soliciting a hitman. It's absolutely a charge for it. That's criminal.
Yep. And being that he did it over the internet, Tamara, could that be, if he is charged, or possibly charged, could that be like a federal charge since he did it over the airways, or does it matter?
It doesn't matter. It's a. I mean, he's soliciting murder.
I'm saying it could it be a charge in state, or could that also be federal, being that he did it on the internet? Is
Yeah,
what
and
I'm
he did
asking.
it, and he was in another state. I told you that when I found out that when somebody told me that the feds was in this situation with Dolph early on, and I
Uh
think
huh.
I told y'all before people even knew it. I said the feds got in this early on, very early on, about 3 or 4 days, very early on.
Right.
That means that, and I was saying, well, before anybody was saying it, I said it was a murder for hire, and that some money came from across state lines. I think I've been saying that. That's why I don't take Soldier Boy off the table. I never have.
Right.
So who's to say that the exact same thing that we saw and zoned in on, they didn't zone in on? You see what I mean?
Right. But I was going to answer your question about why Key Glock is a target. To me, it's because he's connected to Young Dolph,
Mm-hmm.
and because the other side and others hated Dolph, and his side. If you're part of that side, then they're gonna probably come after you too.
Mm-hmm. They hated Dolph, and they were so jealous of Dolph. They really wanted to see everything that he did. They want to see it destroyed completely. And
Right.
the fact that Key Glock may be rising up again because the young man was in a depression,
Yes, he was.
and the fact that he may be rising up again and his tours are selling out, that's a threat because a lot of these Negroes that was gone quiet, you see, they starting to throw out subliminals and stuff again. That's, if that ain't jealousy, I don't know what is.
101 jealousy.
And if you notice, Soldier Boy rises up, and then shortly after, other people start putting out subliminals.
Yeah, that's true. It's just a sad state of mind that we are in as a community where the next person can't succeed. It's nothing wrong when you come at each other with lyrics, but when you take it to, killing somebody or harming somebody, that's a whole different monster.
It is. It is. It's one thing to go back and forth with arguments on, like they call it, wax, but it's another thing when you're taking people out.
Right.
It's another thing when you're taking people out. And like I said, you see so many people, like I said, money. Because when the young lady said earlier, somebody said that Twinkletown was the hood. That means somebody, they said it on another vlog. That
Mm-hmm.
means somebody when people know that you know something, and which I ain't scared of it, because you know what I mean, they start sending people out on a mission to start try to destroy your credibility. I've been saying I know some vloggers would take money from people. That's why no matter how obvious it is, and even when you see a lot of, like with Straight Drop and them have been arrested, people will try and twist the narrative because a lot of these people are being paid by some people that they don't want. They pay them to put out narratives to try and confuse people, when the fact of the matter is you can't keep the truth from getting out, because when they finish their investigation, everybody gonna know the truth anyways.
Right. It's gonna be, man. It's gonna be a good. Not, I don't want to say good, but it's gonna be a long time trial if people do go to trial. And I mean, it's gonna be a lot of people that's locked up and taking plea deals because they want to save their own behinds, and I couldn't blame them.
That's true. Antoine says the Fed's gonna have a field day when they start rounding up people. I agree.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Yep.
Trey Day No says Soldier Boy is not a major player. Most likely, he was the decoy to distract the attention from people that were already in position to get off at the cookie shop. Sky, what show did you hear that on? Sky is back. Sky Alex is back in here. What show did you hear that on? And not that I care, but I'm just interested in knowing who
I
was in
think I
here
know.
and went and talked about it on another show.
I think I know, but I'll wait for her to respond.
Okay. Demon, my email address is realtalkwithtamra@yahoo.com. Zulikia Pettyway. And a lot of these people don't even live in Memphis that say stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
He said there are going to be so many Dolphs that are going to do it better than him. That's right. And that's the problem. A lot of people don't want folks to do nothing better than them.
She responded. Her comments, the last one. Meaning
It was
Sky.
on the Flow Spitter show. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. I don't know who that is.
I thought it was the one that starts with an S, but I could be wrong. But okay.
Um, they was live, and see the hate beef starts before the music. They just use that to. Okay, it says see the hate beef starts before the music. They just use that to let the world see what's going on. That's called what the lawyers call itself snitching. I think if black people stick together, we all will be unstoppable. But if we
Absolutely.
allow ignorance and jealousy to be our stumbling block, which is unfortunate, and that's true, and that's what's happening. That's what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, the lady lived in Memphis. Well, there weren't. It was a few white people that lived in Twinkletown, but it was mostly black professionals that lived in Twinkletown. But there were a few white, and it's still mom, because it's still very beautiful. It's very beautiful, even though it's in the Whitehaven area. That's it's just one of those beautiful areas with big beautiful homes. Um, if they spent if they spend the money, if they spend that much energy on improving their music, how further they would be. And that's so true. And that's what I can't understand. You know, why do you think? that people, Kim, that's making money, it just won't make the money and do their own thing. Why do you think there's so much murder? Because it's coming from the people. It's coming from people with money, the murders.
I believe because the way it's been structured for us as a black as a race as black people to go against each other, and they promote the beef and they rather for you to have beef, and like you said before, they're assigned different people who have beef amongst each other, sometimes on the same label, just to make money. And at
Mm.
the end of the day, the label is winning, not the people who's making the music, because when you dead and gone or in jail, they still get profits off of you because people are still gonna buy music.
Zulikia, what is it? Zulika Petaway says if they spend that much in, okay, I've already read that. Justice Terrell said RICO cases involve 35 possible charges. Murder is just one. Dolph was just the motivation for the Alphabet Boys to make a move. You know what? I'm with you on that, Justice Terrell, because in order for them to jump in early, it was already something going on. Yeah, my cousin is a teacher. She stayed there. Yeah, there was nothing but mostly black teachers and doctors and lawyers. And I'm gonna tell you something. I had to buy my house on the outskirts of Memphis in Mississippi. But Mississippi, is on the part of Mississippi I live in. It's only like 5 minutes from Memphis, right? Or less. But I promise you, I wanted I was looking for my own house over there because my mother is still there. I was looking for my own house in Twinkletown, and it's so hard to get a house over there because a lot of those people are retired now, and they don't
Mm-hmm.
they don't put their houses up for sale. It is so freaking beautiful still. I want to live right around my own house right around there.
Oh,
Death penalty on the table for everyone detained. Remy on alert. Yeah, Remy on alert. Remy don't play now. If Remy on one side of me, and my peacemaker on the other side.
that's right. Peace be still.
My peacemaker on the other side. Corey Lake is the same way. Those houses are not brand new, but they are bigger than some of those houses in the suburb. Yeah. It's still and believe it or not, in the Whitehaven area, you got the Lions Gate. I even, the gated community, the Lions Gate. Like I was looking for a house in the Lions Gate. Like those are big, beautiful homes with nothing but, professional black people. That community, none of those houses ever go up for sale unless somebody passes away, unfortunately. Because when those people retire, their homes are paid for, and those are beautiful homes. And I was looking at like a lot of those black doctors and lawyers, they got those houses for a little bit of nothing, like 150,000, $200,000.
Wow.
Now those houses in those communities are going for three and $400,000.
Mm, that
Hey,
was a
Miss
deal.
Camerton. Hey, Miss Catalea. Severe 945 ball says labels believe independent rappers are taking money out of their pockets, and if
Mm-hmm.
everyone followed Dolph and Nipsey, there would be no need. Right. And you know what's so sad though, Severe, is that you have labels that put certain artists up front, give them a few $1,000,000 and put them up front and get them to recruit the young men from the hood to sign them into those slave record deals. You know what I mean? And they sell out to a lot of these record companies, rather. A lot of these label heads sell out to these record companies.
So with that,
They
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
because so many of the black boys are getting hip to what these record companies was doing. Now the record companies are getting with some of these sellout label heads and getting them to trick these young boys into signing, you know what I mean, into these slave deals, and they just giving them a few $1,000,000 in the back rooms. And they know that because a lot of these label heads come from the hoods, these black boys, especially if they're on the street, they kind of trust them a little bit more.
And I was gonna say, could that also be a link or connection to, for instance, like Dolph was independent. So is it possible that it was, of course we know the other side and the beef allegedly, but also the label's probably hiring somebody to also do this because of, Dolph's stature and what he was doing, which was going against the grain.
It could, yeah. Demon says, do these guys know where Dolph's parents live? I don't think if these guys know what's good for them, a lot of I I don't think that they would, because Dolph's family live in a suburb right outside of Memphis. Because I looked it up. Okay. Um, Dolph got them in a beautiful home. I hear they're still together.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so they are in a beautiful home. Um, I don't think that these people that did this to Dolph would want to go and bother his parents. I think if they knew what was good for him, they really wouldn't want to go bother nobody else. But I know with that jealousy, like they'll pay some, they if they feel like they can get away with it. Sometimes, like what they did with Dolph, that jealousy will outweigh everything, and they
Mm-hmm.
see Key Glock is rising up again. That's why I say they need to really make sure that Key Glock has a lot of security around him,
Right.
especially in Indiana. I
Right.
don't think there are no coincidences that
Nope.
um what's his name?
Straight
What's the
drop.
young straight drop was found in Indiana. Y'all let that resonate.
Mm-hmm.
That what I said, just let it penetrate your mind. Okay? Don't think too much, but just kind of let it penetrate. And remember, I said this. There are no coincidences. And
Mm-mm.
start thinking about, if people like to do research yourselves, why would Straight Drop have been in Indiana?
Right, because a lot of bloggers like, Indiana, what's in Indiana? If they only knew.
Right. So start doing the research yourself. And like I said, I don't believe in a whole lot of coincidences, but I just think that he really needs to beef up his security, really in every area. I see that he does not have any tour dates in the Memphis area, which is good. I think he's got one in Nashville, and so I think around Indiana, and he's not touring in Texas at all, and I don't think he needs to go near Texas at this point either. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad he does not have a date in Texas.
Do we have one in
'Cause them
Chicago?
Negroes is gone crazy, and they'll all be in jail pretty soon, anyways. But but especially around Indiana and Nashville, because Nashville is probably about 2 hours, 2 3 hours from Memphis.
Oh, that's it? Okay.
Hmm.
I've never been to Memphis, but I've been to Nashville and Antioch, Tennessee.
Catalina Lee says they would let's see, they were left well enough alone when it comes to his family. Yeah, they really, like I said, a lot of them really need to just chill out. Catalina Lee says Key needs layers of security, but they have covered their bases in that area. Rest in peace, Young Dolph says, I think Straight Drop connected to Indiana. I hope they don't try none. Yeah, I think he's connected to Indiana too. I don't think Straight Drop is the only one connected to Indiana. I think somebody sent Straight Drop to Indiana to hide out. That's
Mm-hmm.
all I'm gonna say about that. Rest in peace, Young Dolph says, I think Straight Drop can okay. Zalikia says, I pray for his family. If they hate Dolph that much, I can imagine how they feel about his family. And Arnold Valentine says, what's in Indiana?
A lot is in Indiana.
Yeah, it's a lot in Indiana. For those of you all that are just coming into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to see. Let's see, I'm looking at my phone right now to see how many likes we got. I hope we got over 100 likes, you
It
guys.
was, Earl. I think it was like 111 the last time I checked.
Okay, we got 150 now. Praise the Lord.
Awesome. Thank you all.
Yeah, it's 167 people in here. We got 150 likes. I surely appreciate that so much. But for those of you all that have not hit the like button, please hit the like button. And I'm going to drop the link again because I would like to hear what you all got to say. You know, like I said, everybody's opinion is welcome, contrary to what you feel. As long as you all just be respectful. That's all I ask. Just show some respect. But everybody don't have to have the same opinions. But like I was saying, Key Glock is in I feel, Key Glock is a target now because they know that Key Glock is probably the gonna be the one to lead this, to lead since Dolph. Because actually people have put him in that position, really. Not saying because I don't know if Key Glock wants to lead. I think just the public has put him as the leader because he was a person that was really up underdog. And
Right.
I think now that he's starting to rise up again, which he very well should, because I want to see him win. He's a 24-year-old young man, you know. Now that he's kind of rising up and trying to heal, coming out of his depression, I think people are getting um, um, threatened, and that's why you see subliminal messages like "we don't miss twice" and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just my opinion. A few days before that message came out, that's why Soldier Boy was talking about yellow cars again. So be careful, y'all, when he started talking about yellow cars, because that's what he was talking about a few days before Doc was taking out some damn yellow cars.
Humble. So he could have been, Moneybags connected or whatever before the beef started, but I don't know.
Um, okay, Marcus Demon Thornton, Dolph's brother, being friends with Moneybag. There was a blogger that discovered it on Marcus IG, although I'm not sure if it's true. I think even before um he could have been, like she was saying, because at one time Dolph um and Moneybag was cool. And oftentimes, like if you have family members and they was once cool with somebody and then they fall out, people fall out all the time. You might still kind of be a little cool with them. Although,
Mhm.
if you got to choose, you choose your family. I don't believe, well, people didn't think that Moneybag Yo's beef and Dolph's beef was that bad in the very beginning. I think it was instigated because when Moneybag did an interview one time that I was looking at, and the interviewer was asking him about Dolph, and the interviewer said, "Well, the Dolph said he ain't had no problems with you," and Moneybag Yo just kept saying, "Well, it is what it is." They said, "Well, what do you have to say about that?" Young Dolph said, even though they had gotten into it, he ain't got no problems with you. He liked your music. It is. He kept saying, "Well, it is. It is what it is." He was
Mm,
scared to answer it because he didn't want to have to go. He was. They had been forced to choose.
I was just about to say, it sounds like he took the pill, just like allegedly black youngster taking on somebody else's beef with somebody that they didn't have, directly. That's what it sounds like to me. Especially this man, I can't remember if he did a album for free, or just a song or a few songs, but he didn't charge money back. Nothing.
That's true.
And then I've seen something where it said that, the other side signed money back just to get at young Dolph because he signed him.
Yeah, Shirley James says, I just don't want nothing to happen to Key Glock. I think he should wait till the trial is over before he goes on tour. Hmm. Antoine says, when I woke up in the morning, that A gets me amped up. Owning that video he broke earlier about Moneybag, yeah. Yeah, I saw that. For those of you all that are just coming into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I want to hear what you all think. Do you all think that Key Glock is a target at this point? She has a 2-year-old son, Project Death Spell.
In a business to run.
Yeah, and she has a business to run. She has a hair business, so she works quite a bit. So I'm sure that's what it is. Um, but for those of you, I want to hear what you all got to say. Yeah, I want to hear what you all got to say. Do you all feel like that Key Glock is a target? Do y'all think that Key Glock is a target? Tamara, did you know that a blogger had discovered that Darnisha brother had something to do with the Covington situation along with another gang, and he said it was truly a mafia involved. No, I didn't hear that. I didn't know that.
What? Right.
I didn't know that. But you know what? I think somebody had written. I did see in some another vlogger or in the comments or something. Someone said it could have been in my comments a while ago that Darnisha's brother allegedly it was a retaliation on him because he had did something to somebody else. Um, but I don't know.
And then I seen something that said allegedly he didn't agree to do something that he was wanted them to do, meaning CMG, and he had an issue with them, and that could be why his mom didn't have anything to do with this. So, and I did see Mrs. Wilson's son have the CMG attire on as well, allegedly.
Deathspell says Key Glock ain't safe. It's still side versus one side. It's a vicious cycle. It's not gonna stop till the streets are cleaned up. Demon said, "Yes, I do. They want to destroy." Yeah, and that's all that it's about. They really just want to destroy whatever legacy Dolph has.
Mm-hmm.
That means there are a lot of people that's being sent out. That means there's one person in particular where that envy and jealousy has really they got everybody. They're controlling. They're putting a battery in everybody else's back.
Yep, they're having, because he has control of what he has control of. He's having all his artists have that same thing, same issue, and have them going out doing the work. Is what he's doing allegedly.
Catalina Lee says, "I think he is on board as far as target wise, but that's to be expected. They have to place it somewhere." And Bruce says, "Dolph's situation is a lesson for all of us. If you're making power moves in business, don't trust anyone but God." That's true.
Facts.
And to keep, like I said, Gene Deal is Puffy's ex-security guard, and I look at his stuff a lot. And I
Unsubscribe
heard
to him.
yeah, I love Gene Deal show. He was saying that he don't understand why rappers will buy and wear $500,000 worth of jewelry around their neck, but they won't pay a bodyguard to
Security.
protect their neck.
Mm-hmm.
And that's right. You got all that jewelry around your neck. You need to keep professionally trained bodyguards around you, because trust me, the people that's doing dirt that can afford to keep bodyguards around them, they paying for it because they know how many folks they haven't whacked off or have
Right.
had. um Mike Jones says D Money and J Money are related to Moneybag Yo. They say Moneybag Yo and Dolph was had an argument online, and okay.
Yeah, that's what some like I seen that video, but and I also seen it on someone who had posted privately, not probably but publicly, where that little boy was saying the beef that they were having. But I don't really know if Dolph and Moneybag Yo was arguing back and forth that day when he was killed. I don't know that for sure.
Okay. Arnold says jewelry is for sale. Okay, the jewelry is for sale. Is to promote. Severe says, whatever happened to the young rapper that said Dolph told him he was getting too much money?
Hmm?
That's right. There was a young man. I don't know. That young man has not. I don't know. You don't even really see that video anymore because I couldn't. I couldn't. I haven't seen it,
Is
but
she
I do
talking?
remember.
Is she talking about the one where when he first said that he was trying to buy part of Empire? That guy.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah. Who? I don't even remember which one that was, but you're right. I remember that right after it happened. Um. Maybe you never know. Um. Rest in peace, Young Dolph said J Money and them switched and started hanging with CMG when Dolph wasn't constantly giving them what they want. And that's when he had died. Everybody started. Hardened off. What he said, started hardened off or hated
Mm.
off. Pre Hayden. He meant to say Hayden.
Oh, okay.
But you know what? For some odd reason, I can believe that because Big Stepper tried to get on here and say that those young men, a lot of those young men, wouldn't deal with Black Youngster because Black Youngster was in another gang. But you see D Money in the same picture with Black Youngster, so that means that they all did chill together. Like I said, South Memphis is not that big.
And I seen pictures with Moneybag Yo was supposed to part of True Mafia too, though. When they were younger, I seen those photos, and that could be why that picture of his girlfriend and Kamisha, whatever her name, and him at that basketball game.
And Moneybag Yo and the Kamisha lady has the same last name,
They're
White.
saying they're related, but I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah. It might be something there. I don't know, but surely, but of course we know they offer. If nothing else, they're familiar with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Jones says Donisha brother got into it with some guy and ended up killing a 19-year-old girl that had a baby. That started the beef with the Wilson brothers, and their mother lost her life in the process.
Jesus.
That's sad. That's sad. Demon, those rappers need to start wearing their own body cameras. It seemed like that's going to have to happen. But I think at this point, and I truly believe this, and this is just something I believe. I truly believe at this point that a you know a lot of these organizations are getting ready to be dismantled. I truly believe that. I believe that there are a lot of the heads of these organizations and a lot of people that was within these organizations because you have these younger boys that want to move up in rank. So I've never in my life seen anything like this. So they go out killing people because they want to prove themselves. That's why I say a lot of these kids don't have self-worth.
And that's what goes on in Chicago, Tamara. These gangs, it's like you have to kill somebody to get initiated in. And so that's why you see a lot of time, well, sometimes random people have no connection to the streets being killed because they have to kill to get high, to grow higher in the ranking or to be accepted into a gang in Chicago. And it may be the same in Memphis. I'm not sure. And it's so sad you got to kill somebody as initiation into a gang. That's ludicrous.
Yeah, that's ludicrous. And but these kids are not being taught any better because they are basically raising themselves. And then you think about it, even some of their parents are just as they got that same type of mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Jones says you look at Young Dolph's video, you would find the one he's saying, YG, I got back in town. Your homie told me that you was trying to do something to me and sick the police on me. I remember seeing that video. I do. I remember seeing that video. I remember seeing that. So, I think a lot of because a lot of people say, well, you didn't see Gotti saying a whole lot about um the
Dolph.
dog, but he didn't have to.
He had his minions do it for him.
Right. He had other people to do it for him. I think that is unfortunate, but I think at this point, like I said, I think that Key Glock is now a target. I'll forever say this. Anytime you see Soldier Boy rise up, I just don't think that it's a coincidence that, Soldier Boy, Gotti had Soldier Boy at his son's thing. I don't know what that was. Maybe his son
Mm-hmm.
likes Soldier Boy music. I didn't really even know Soldier Boy still put out music.
I think he got a new album out or something, don't he?
Does he?
I think I'm not 100% sure, but I believe he does.
Severe asked me, do I think that the insurance tape is real? I
Yeah,
think
I
it's
do.
real.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's real.
Because why would the insurance company, knowing the cousin pastor was recording him, why would he what's the word? Why would he basically admit to something he did that he could be legally charged for if it wasn't real?
Hmm. Yeah. Now, whether he was telling the truth or not, only he knows that. The cousin pastor said he provided him with proof of documentations.
Right, because he said, let me show you something. Let me show you something. He said, you see this? You see that? It got to be real. Because
Hmm.
even the cousin pastor was like, he came to his house, or basically came and offered him money, only sent him $200 by Cash App for him not to release the footage. So he didn't know if it was being used or not. Because cousin pastor, he don't borrow none. He gonna call you out. He gonna expose you whether you want to or not.
I feel like it was died down when they killed Dolph. It was time for us. It was like, damn, but to them, they've been trying to kill Dolph. Yeah, they have been trying to kill Dolph. Demon says, I'm in Chicago and I think that a lot of these young boys adopted their savage mentality from the gangs and rappers in Chicago.
I can concur with that, because then you have to kill somebody, get them initiated in, or they go higher.
And that's a sad thing, y'all. Mike Jones says, you forgot you said Straight Drop had a warrant. And he said young Dolph was shot 22 times way before the autopsy came out.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
We said that the other day too.
yeah,
Everybody been talking about the cousin pastor revealed the 22 shots before the whole public knew.
yeah,
So
he
I don't
did.
believe he's lying.
Yeah, because cousin pastor has always worked at funeral homes. I think he said he's an undertaker, so he
Hmm.
knows these funeral home owners because he's worked for them. So
And
I
he's
think they let him see the autopsy. They let him see the autopsy.
and the guy that came on his show that handled the body, they fired him, according to the cousin pastor. And I believe it's because of that interview he did with the cousin pastor. Revealing information that the public didn't know at the time.
Hmm. And also, according to the funeral home, young Dolph had all of his jewelry on him. Even the watch that they said that was stolen from him, it was in his watch was on him. So nobody took his jewelry.
People just like to come up with rumors and hear it and not say I heard, but say it as a fact. And I hate that.
Teresa Hand says, "Hi, ladies. Tune in from Georgia. Hello, Miss Teresa. Thank you for tuning in. Rest in peace, Young Doll says, I hope Key Glock get high security on his tour. People
He said
do
keep.
anything, huh?
He said keep high security.
Uh, yeah. I hope Key Glock keep high security on this tour. People do anything to try to follow you. Key Glock, the brand for Paper Route Empire right now. He finna make them mad with his tour, and Grove selling out too. Yes, I see Grove Hero is on his thing, and I definitely see Key Glock is starting to crank up again. And I hope that the other young men, because they are talented too, I hope that they kind of follow suit. I hope that all of them, equally the amount of time and stuff is invested in all of them because they're all very talented. If the same amount of energy is invested in all of them, then I mean, Pre will be the one of the biggest independent labels
To
that
be
there ever
reckoned.
was because he was already on his way to that.
Mm-hmm.
Demon says, I wonder if the insurance guy still working for the insurance company. I believe the cousin pastor. You know what? That insurance company that man owned was his own insurance company. I think it was his. Maybe I forgot how that works when they can have their name on it, but it's actually like
It
state
wasn't
farm.
franchised.
Yeah, it was a franchise. Yeah. So it was his business, but from if you look at the cousin pastor sometime back, he said that the man's and his family was in hiding because
Mm-hmm.
they was receiving death threats.
Yep.
How crazy is that? Now, the people who was threatening this man, this man went to the police, right? So whoever it was that was threatening this man and his family's life, the police know who that is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. People just doing all kinds of crazy stuff. That's why I understand what the officers mean by it. They saying folks think they God. And I think that's why they working so hard to take a lot of people down.
That remind me of former President Trump. before he was elected, he was telling his audience if they did something or hit somebody, he'll pay their bail, but didn't. It remind me of that.
Mike Jones says, "Can you forget?" He said, "Straight Drop had a warrant." He said, "Young Dolph was shot 22 times." Andy talked to um, Terrion Owens' mother on the phone, and she said the girl picked him out in the photo lineup. Oh wow,
I
picked
believe
out
I,
Straight Drop.
I believe so. I think he's talking about the rape allegedly. I believe the R word. I'm sorry.
Oh wow. Mm. And then turned around and told the judge that was not him. He was the one that carjacked. That you're right. That girl did do that. That female white turned around and told she picked him out and then told the judge that it wasn't him. Absolutely right.
And some are trying to say that that was B Y's girlfriend.
Right. I think he paid that because his people had started threatening him. You know, they started threatening his life. So I'm sure that's gonna be brought. That's just something else that's gonna work against them. Because I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure that they're able to see when you get in, when people are threatening your life to tap in and see. I keep telling people there is nothing that that they can't find out. Technology, especially with the type of technology that they have available
Right.
to them. I got a investigative company, and I'm able to do quite a bit. And I have investigators that work with me that I have like when I was trained by he has a PI company now, but he was a retired FBI agent. When he started training me and showing me certain things, I was completely blown away. And I had worked for a police department, both police departments together for 18 years with
Mm.
the type of intelligence that is available, okay? With the type of stuff that he was showing me because he had learned it during his tenure with the FBI,
Right.
you know. With some of these people that I contract in, oftentimes when I have certain cases and I have to contract them in because of their specialty, what they specialize in, because they've worked for higher agencies, they go on and open up companies that cater to working with certain PIs
Right.
because of their highly trained intelligence. They could never work with the public. You see what I mean? They
Absolutely.
contract their business out. It has to be another PI or another agency because of the agencies that they've retired from.
Mm-hmm.
So just with what they're able to do, sometimes it'll just kind of blow my mind, especially when I'm trying to get something. We were trying to get these cases and stuff solved for these people, and it'll blow my mind with what they're able to do. I had a case one time where there was a young girl that had been, her name was Destiny Butler from out of New York, okay? And she had been tricked away from home. She was on the internet and she thought she was talking to a 15-year-old boy.
Mm.
And they gave her bus money to come to Detroit, okay? She didn't know. She was, what, 12, 13 years old,
Oh
12,
my God.
and she didn't realize that a 15-year-old boy wouldn't have no bus fare money. But it actually ended up being a human trafficking ring. And just the heinous things when they got her there immediately, she was gang raped, she was drugged, she was put in a cage. Uh,
Mm.
they got her immediately hooked on drugs. And so what ended up happening was there's this lady that lives in an she doesn't live in Memphis, but she had worked with a higher agency. Okay, this is a girl that had been missing for 9 months. Okay, they was constantly selling her, moving her around.
Mm.
We was getting, every time we get close on her, they would sell her to another human trafficking ring. And there was a young lady out of the state of Missouri who has worked for a higher agency that's bad to the bone, was able to tap in and figure out exactly where she was at. And another PI that I was kind of tag teaming with from out of New York
Uh-huh.
went to the doorstep and got that girl after 9 months because of what the lady that had worked for a higher agency that contract work that works with PIs, because she can't work with regular civilians because of where she's worked for, tapped right in and figured out where she was. And
Hallelujah.
she was living in a she had been sold to a politician in a small town. That's why I say we have to watch these politicians.
Mm-hmm.
In a small town in New York, in a college town in New York. Okay.
Jesus.
Um, Daryl Brown says that's why I say y'all please don't stop, don't harass me, because you don't never know what people can do. And I'm really a nice person. Just leave me alone.
Thank you,
Um,
Teresa, for that comment.
Severe says I was online when I saw the news of Dawes passing, and Soldier Boy and Moneybag Yo went online live and didn't say nothing at all. They just kept walking through their houses. Wow.
Did you see Teresa Hand's comment?
No, I'm
She
getting ready
was
to get
right up
to
on
it.
the Lynn Smith.
Okay. Daryl says, Miss Tamara, you have the correct details on Dawes' case. I'm not gonna listen to nobody else. Thank you, Daryl.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies, all people involved will reap what they sow. They already reaping. Trust me, they might not show it, but I bet you a lot of them that's involved has sat back and thought and said, we shouldn't even did that. It wasn't even
Mm-hmm.
worth it. Severe says, did they ever give the name of the person that was dropped off at the hospital? They haven't. They have not said another word. Lynn says, I've watched some of the FBI intelligence they used on the Lorenz and Wright case. Is my absolutely. It's out of this world. Catalea says, "Oh my, thank you. She was found, but the
Yes, thank God.
oh yes, yes, Catalea, and she was damaged.
Mm,
The light in her eyes, like you could see the coldness and the darkness because of
mm,
what they did to her, and she was so afraid that when it was time to testify, she would did not want to give up anybody. Like she had to go to counseling for many, many months because she was so scared because of how they did her. She didn't want to tell on nobody.
were they convicted?
Yeah, they was finally convicted. And it's so
Praise
funny
God.
because I kept telling her mother, because I when I did a show, I actually did something and I put it on the internet, and I kept looking at something and I kept saying to her mother, I said, I get more people from um, the Michigan area around the Detroit area is tapping in and watching her, and they just kept. I mean, the numbers was really high. I
Mm,
told her, I said she's still in that Detroit area, and it's funny how we were able to figure out some stuff. Um, Shantae says, "Tell them T." And that's right. I love looking at those dolphins. I love
mm-hmm.
looking at those dolphins. That's why I say in this Dawes situation, nobody is getting away with anything. Nobody is getting away with anything. I know a lot of people say, well, I guess because a lot of people have this disdain for law enforcement. It don't mean nothing when the feds are involved. No, it means something.
Yes, it
The
does.
feds really always follow the money. That's how you know that there's a lot of money involved, because they start trying to drain the swamp and the well. In this case, it's a swamp because people use their money to be dirty.
Mm-hmm.
No. For those of you all that are just coming into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, I would appreciate it so much if you would subscribe to the channel. It's 167 of you all in here. I'm going to drop the link again, and if you all feel like Key Glock, there was a young lady that said something earlier about, and I wanted her to explain what she meant, talking about now you on here, you talking about a beef that you don't know anything about. And now
I,
I don't know. I never proclaimed to know anything about anybody's beef. All I know, it never, whatever the beef was, it never should have resulted in a death.
I thought that was a guy. That was a female because I end up blocking that message.
I saw it.
Okay, I didn't block the person with the message, but I never seen
Hmm.
him comment again after that.
Right, because I thought it was a lady. I was telling them to explain what they meant by that, you know. So I guess that, people want to be able to post something, and then,
They're not gonna get away. R.I.P. Young Dolph. That Dolph's gonna get his justice. Thank God.
Darren says, one thing about it, Moneybag, back in the day, Dolph did a free feature for him. It's strange how he did not acknowledge or didn't say anything. Yeah, I mean, because what harm would it have been to say rest in peace?
Mm-hmm.
And another thing, like I said, that stood out to me, if this was true, because I know, people know how to Photoshop stuff, that Yo Gotti posted, if my nigga go to jail, I'm gonna get him out. I
Mm-hmm.
think that was completely out of line. How could you say something like that? This man was accused of a murder.
Yep.
So if you claim you don't know anything about what went on, how could you immediately say that? And you supposedly don't know what happened if that was true. And it was very disrespectful as a label head.
Tamara, I believe it was true. I don't believe it was Photoshop for the simple fact, his attorney had always represented CMG allegedly, Art Thorne, or Horn, or whatever his name. He said he would talk once he turned himself in, like after he got arrested. So I believe that was a true post from him.
Wow. That was just wrong on so many levels.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he know that means he's got to know more. You know, do he know that a man that straight drop didn't do this? That means he would have to know who did it if he feel like he didn't do it.
Right.
If he feel like he didn't do it, that means he know who did it.
Yep. Because for Art Horn to say he would represent him after he turned himself in, why not before? Makes me wonder. I'm allegedly saying probably it was in communication at some point.
Hmm. Rest in peace, young dog says. I hope they don't get away. Dolph ain't deserved this because I don't think he would have sent a hit. That's just how I think, though. Right, because he had the opportunity when they shot him the first time. They shot up his truck, and then they shot him. They tried to kill
Mm-hmm.
him. He wouldn't even go and file charges. He could have, but he didn't do it. It seems like to me this is a young man that didn't want to have to. He didn't want to deal with that.
And then for them to shoot him so close up, thank God they didn't kill him then, because that was up close when they
They
shot him
was
that
trying,
time.
and that means they was trying to kill him, and then they trolled him and said he went running into it because he went into a store
Yep.
for help. They trolled him talking about he went running into a store for help. Them Negroes should have had their MF and A's in jail, and I'm glad them feds get ready to take their asses down. Whew, I
I
get mad
concur.
every time I think about it because they should have been in jail.
Yep. Forget this
For
code of no
somebody to
snitching.
constantly hunt somebody down like that.
All because of his success. I mean, let something happen to me. What quote unquote I'm snitching. Do something to my family. I'm telling. I'm not gonna keep it in the streets. For one, because I'm not a street person.
Then, like one of the investigators said, they had their A's on here harassing and threatening people like they God, like they run in Memphis, getting folks to come in here from other states and think they're gonna run their ass back to Texas, hitting licks.
Yep.
They through too. Whew.
If
See,
they
that's when I
only
don't like
knew.
to get mad because I get mad and start talking. Key Glock can rap, and he is getting better and better as time goes on through practice and patience, as well as faith in God. All things is possible, period. So Glock will be fine. I believe that he will be fine. God got him protected because a lot of these ones ain't gonna even be on the street anymore. And then once a lot of these corrupt ones have gone, because a lot of times when people just don't know how to handle having money and power, they
Mm-hmm.
just don't know how to handle it. Like, I love to see black people getting money. I love to see black people doing good things. But some people just don't know how to handle it. And I'm not saying any specific person, because there are a lot of people that get money and just don't know how to handle it. If you know you come from hard living and God blesses you and put you in another tax bracket, why are you sending destruction back to the community that you came out of instead of helping to clean it up?
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't say anything because they would have wet him up. Um, Demon says it would be really foul if Moneybag had something to do with this after Dolph helped him out. Yeah, it would be.
Mm-hmm.
It sure would. Rest in peace, Young Dolph said. And the first time they attempted Dolph life, he was on tour in Charlotte. I hope they don't try to attempt Key. If so, hopefully he keep all pre with him. Yeah, I think Key Glock needs to keep all the pre with him. They need to avoid any confrontation. Let get tight security. Let them handle that, because what they'll do is they'll pay some fool that's on something, some type of narcotic, to go and start a confrontation just so they can shoot the place up.
Yep.
They can start something and hit him. So they need to be wise. That's why you have professional security, because they know that people will do stuff like that. The people that's around him, make sure they're not hotheads. They got to move smart, because these folks trying to rise up again because they're jealous. It don't mean nothing when somebody say something to you, especially when you making money. You let them say it, and you don't get into no arguments, and you don't let people around you get into no mess either, because that's what they want. When Straight Drop was in court one day, there was a man sitting behind Drop dressed in a blue plaid suit jacket. He looked just like Art Horn. Hmm. It hmm. Probably was him. Teresa Hand, I'm scared for our young black man. They are definitely being misled. Yes, they
Mm-hmm.
are, and I'm very sensitive to our youth, because, like I said, I love to see black men win, because I was always taught that the black man is the head. A lot of women are forced to be the head. That's because a lot of these men are out of order, but they're supposed to be the head and take care of their families. That's why I like to see them win, so that they can take care of their families. But unfortunately, you got other black men that's taking black men that are taking care of their families away from them because of their
Absolutely.
hate and jealousy. Lots of black people will hurt you because of your success, and they don't have to know the facts. That's true, Teresa. Daryl Brown, that one dude that shot him, did get convicted and sentenced in the federal jail in Charlotte. Yeah, I know. I believe the feds are watching all of them. Me too. Exactly. Fake fights to get absolutely fake fights to get the real target. That's what they
Mm-hmm.
do. That's why you have to have tight security and professional security, and make sure that the young men that are around them are not engaging, because if they can't get you to, they'll get somebody in your entourage
Mm-hmm.
to engage in a fake, to get into a fight. They'll start picking at them. That's why you can't have weak people around you. They got to move smart, because a lot of times when people know that they're getting ready to go down, they'll go, dog. We took Dolph out, but it looks like Pre might still thrive. So they'll try to do anything, especially when they know they through.
Mm-hmm. Sure will.
Um, did I drop the link?
I don't
Here.
think you did this the last time.
Okay, I just dropped the link, and for anyone that wants to come up here to talk about this Key Glock situation, you definitely can. You're more than welcome. I just dropped the link. I would like to hear what you all got to say. We got 160 people in here. If you have not liked the video, please like the video. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Also, if you would like to support the channel, you can support it via Cash App, or you could or you could do a super sticker or whatever. Let's see. Um, okay, we got 165 likes. I like that. It's 165 people in here and 165 likes. So for those of you all that still have not liked the video that's in here, you can like the video, you guys. So Kim, what you think is next? What do you think is going to be next? Do you think Daddy-O gonna be able to carry on that legacy?
I believe he will, because I think more so now than ever because Dolph is gone, and they need someone who has the knowledge, the understanding, and the wherewithal to function through this maze in his life, especially in the music industry,
Mm-hmm.
because this
Yeah.
music industry is so wicked.
Thank you, Antoine. He said he subscribed. Thank you for subscribing.
Yes, thank you very much.
Hey, I guess that's Florida Two Pistols. Hello, Florida Two Pistols. He's always in here. He's a regular.
Awesome.
Financially, Daddy-O is gonna play his position. He's gonna build up Key Glock the same way.
I hope so.
I hope so too, and I hope, and for some, I hope that he builds up the rest of them. Do y'all think that? Because we talk a lot about Key Glock, and there's a lot of other talent on there. Do y'all think he's gonna put the same amount of energy into the other men?
I would pray he does,
Yeah,
because so often black men are misled by other black men.
right. I hope he does too, because he's got Snoop bands. He's got who else does he have on there?
Grape on there, isn't he?
Moochie Grape is hard. He is. He's very talented.
They got a
Um
young lady on pre too. Okay.
yeah, Jody Badass is on there. Who else is on there?
Of course, Ankh is on there.
Yeah, Big Unk, Paper Route Woo, uh Jay Fizzle. Who else? There's another one named Kenny Mooney or Kenny Money.
Okay.
He's got a roster of Snoop bands. My daughter loves him. He's got a roster of talented young men, and they all have different sounds.
Oh, that's unique then.
He was building a unique roster. I think that's a lot of where a lot of that jealousy came from. Antoine says, "Don't forget, um, they got a young lady on pre. Yeah, Jody Badass. Project Death Spell says, thing is, he needs Key to build up the rest. Now that Dolph is gone, they're gonna look at Key Glock as the one, since he was right up under Dolph. I think so too. I saw a video where he said he wasn't selling his half for free. Well, good, because I'm glad he's not, because I think they really need him.
Mm-hmm.
He got that one dude he signed from Chicago. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that he had signed anybody from Chicago. So he has
Got
started.
Tanker or somebody. Who's that?
What was his name?
Look where Boss had just posted the different people on the roster.
Okay, Severe says Key Glock, Jay Fizzle, Moochie Great, Kenny Money, Jody Badass, Shatanga or Shatana.
Uh-huh.
That's probably the young man from Chicago, Shatana, Big Unk, Snoop Bands, and Paper Route Woo. So he had a banging roster. Cause I've just started kind of listening to Unk, and he looks like he about 18 years old, right? Big Unk,
He
18
looks
or
like he's about
19.
20, 21, 22.
Yeah, he looks but he's real little petite though. He looks very young, and but
He
he's
got R&B pop artists he signed to. That's even better than.
oh wow. See, I didn't know that.
According to Daryl Brown.
um Lynn says, I don't understand why they would kill a strong black man that's putting the next black man on to provide for his family. How can someone do that, and would they feel how would they feel if someone take them away, take them out away from their children? The heartache and trauma that the children have to deal with. But when people jealous, they don't think about anything like that. That jealousy consumes them so much, they even want your children to suffer. They see you giving your kids a good life, that they mad about that, even though God
Mm-hmm.
may have blessed them to give their children a good life, but they mad because you able to give your kids a good life too.
Right.
um he says that cat from Chicago reminds us of Lloyd, and Daryl Brown says he got an R&B pop artist he signed too. Okay. See, I didn't know that. Well, you guys, we've been here for 3 hours. It's 1 o'clock in the morning.
204 while I'm at. Oof.
Yeah, let's see. Maserati skill. Why Key? Uh, I guess he was trying to say Key Glock hate Dolph so much.
Mm-mm.
He dissed Dolph in all his songs, mocking Dolph.
What?
Oh my God.
Sure, okay.
Oh, was he trying to say Key Glock?
Yes, that's what he's trying to say. Yeah.
Oh Lord, you never heard. Um,
That's what I say, yeah, okay.
Maserati. I've never heard that. You know, okay. Rest in peace, Young Dolph says he had R&B artists, female trap artists, lit artists, different categories. Dolph was a genius, and a lot of people were sitting back looking at that. They knew that.
I'm blue, Mazia, or whatever your name. I'm blue. I'm not green. I'm blue.
That's right. That's somebody that just went and made a page.
A troll.
Yeah, it's a troll.
I
Went
probably
and
need to
made
go
a
back on
page.
this in the team. I'm about to go back down to the
Did somebody? Are you an intern? Did somebody? I'm trying to click on his page so I can see who he is. Let me tap into that. Let me see. Maserati Skrill. Let me see what I can see. Let me see who that is. Maserati.
Oh yeah, I'm going in the comments.
Okay.
Tomorrow I'm smoking on Dolph. A freak straight now. I'm good.
SK. All right. I'm getting ready to see who he is and what area he from. LL. Because he's smoking on Dolph. That means the FBI needs to
That's Luke. He under Luke Doe, DOE.
oh shoot, this is just somebody that wants some attention. I'm getting ready to give him the attention. I
Thank you.
just blocked him. I just blocked him. Um, let's see. That pop artist in Chicago, dude. I love you all, and may God bless you all.
You know what, Luke?
Oh, you know what? That was the wrong person.
No, no, that was the right one. But Luke Doe was another one by saying that he's smoking on Dolphin free straight drop. No, that was but the other one was bad too. Talking about Key Glock was dissing Dolph.
Hold on, get ready. I'm doing something right quick. A lot of these folks ain't nothing but trolls. They other vloggers.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that is. Let's see, looped out. L-U-K-E. These folks ain't nothing but some trolls. Lord have mercy. Ain't got nothing better to do. You got to be sick to come over here. Okay, this is him right here. Let me see some.
Yeah, Luke Doe is a troll.
Yeah, Luke Doe is a troll.
Johnson, they hit Dolph 22 times. I think it's funny. God have mercy on your soul.
2 subscribers. That's all right, Luke Doe. I'm gonna get one of my friends to see who you are tonight. Um, uh, Luke Doe says I'm smoking on dog. I'm not gonna delete you, Luke Doe, because he'll be gonna delete this page by the time I finish. Gotta try to steal my best friend beat Maserati. I'm from okay. I'm from St. Louis. Okay. Maserati says he from St. Louis. I think I blocked him. I ain't mean to. I was trying to block Luke Doe. Um, Luke Doe says body was shaking when he got hit with 762. I tell you, them Nick Rose body gonna be shaking when they hit that electric chair, ain't it, Luke? Luke,
Mm-hmm.
y'all body's gonna be shaking when y'all hit that electric chair, ain't it?
They're gonna
So,
lose their
so,
bowels is
so
what's
you,
gonna
so
happen.
you gonna know how it feels, ain't it, Luke? And I'm not blocking you for a reason. Key Glock song "Proud" makes me cry. You can hear his pain. Um, Luke Doe and Troll. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Dima.
Absolutely.
Let's see, CMF. Yeah, it will see who it is, because I'm very interested in seeing who it is myself. All right, you guys, we have been on here for almost 3.5 hours. It's about 1:10 in the morning. I have really enjoyed having you all on. I blocked Maserati Skrill. Was he trolling?
He was at first talking about Dolph, about Key Glock was stealing, well not stealing, but dissing Dolph and all that stuff.
Oh, okay, and then he tried to change it.
Mm-hmm.
Blood Dog says Key Glock is living his life. Yeah, I hope he is. And I'm happy that he is. It's 2:10. Oh, okay, it's 2:10 in Maryland. Please, please keep going with your content, Miss Tamara. It's helping me stay up. I'm a truck driver. Darren said he's a truck driver. I'm a huge fan of Dolph, and it bothers me to this day. Yeah, it bothers me too.
But you can watch her other videos too, Daryl, that she has.
No, Blood Dog, trolling is not stating your opinion. Everybody has a difference of opinion, Blood Dog. Trolling is getting on here being disrespectful, laughing about somebody being shot up 22 times. That's what trolling is. You know, that's what trolling is. Um,
Thank you, Shay, for being a new subscriber.
yeah, if you want to get on here and speak your opinion about Key Glock, as long as you're not being disrespectful, that's fine, but I can't understand why a person would want to come in here, because clearly you hadn't heard me say anything negative about Key Glock, um, because I want to see the young man win. But trolling is what those other two men was doing, getting on here talking about, laughing about how Doc was killed, you know. Um, it's gonna be interesting to see though. I took mm. Thank you, Miss Shay, for subscribing. I really
Mm-hmm.
appreciate you guys. Okay, we've been on for 3.5 hours, you guys. I'm gonna get off because I I want to see who that young man was that was laughing about Dolph. I think it was just a troll, but I'm getting ready to wake somebody up. I got to see who it was because I want to know where exactly what area it's coming from. I want to thank you. That Skrill guy is a rapper with a user. Okay, well maybe I'll unblock him. I don't know. Was he? But he might have been the one that was trolling.
He was at first because he was saying that Key Glock was dissing Dolph in all his songs. That's not true though.
Okay. All right, you guys. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys sticking with me and being on here. It's almost 1:30. I gotta be out on it, but I don't have to be out real early in the morning, but I do have to go out on a case. I want to thank you all for tuning in. For those of you all that's getting ready to go to sleep, I pray God's blessings over you all. For those of you all that has to go to work in the morning, I ask God to go before you. I want the truck to the truck driver, to the truck driver. I pray God's grace over you as you travel, traveling
Yeah.
grace as you travel through the highways and byways while you're driving trucks. Thank you all for tuning in. Until tomorrow. Until tomorrow, God bless us all.
Good night.
Thank you, Miss Kim. Thank you so much.
You welcome. Good night.